fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that, spitting slow, spitting fast. I could roast, I could gas, think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past and the pettiness. A reflection of the emptiness, hilarious. You think you're worth my time, you're delirious, mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior, inferior. You know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains that last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah. Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I wake up every minute with a fever dreams. I push a mind to a limit where it needs to be. I work like I got vision I don't need to see. I'm picking mind over matter, I believe in me. I need to find more hours in the day to breathe. Need to find more power in the way I be. And when my mind turns sour with the painful scenes, I need to scream out loud, I can't stop me. I wanna be the greatest like Rocky. You know I leave them all hating like a hobby. I'm out here making moves like a lobby. And if you ain't with me, you lost it. I got my mind on the facts, I'm a python, grab what I like real fast. So until I have everything I attack, everything that I lack, everything that I want, and I see matter of fact. Cause I'm my own worst enemy. Only if I let it be. I can control anything if I can just think carefully. I control my destiny. Deep up in my mind I manifest it. Every morning I wake up obsessed, and everything I do the best. And deep within my mind you know I'll always manifest it.
Hey.
Waking and baking.
I'm waiting for my hubby to come out and roll one. I ain't feeling like it right now.
Oh.
Good morning.
Your voice sounds like it's getting much better.
Yes, it is. Oh my God. I was so tired of not being able to talk.
Especially when everything was hitting the fan.
Oh my God, I know. Hey, Zen. Hey, Kate. Good morning.
I think I'm in love with George Jones.
Oh, you do?
Mm-hmm.
He's being bad right now. He's done chased that chick into his little kennel and won't let him out.
I showed my husband, I said, we can get chickens if they're like this one.
Yeah. He's precious.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, how y'all doing? Sunday morning. Hang on, listening. Hey, headphones. Hey, blank screen. I have a Laura style nose ring. Excuse me. Whoa.
Them there's fighting words.
Them's fighting words. Is this a Laura nose ring? What? Is that what? It's flowers. It's like a vine. Is that Laura? Does Laura have a nose ring like that? I'm going to be super perturbative, so. Oh, God dang, blank screen. You're supposed to troll them, not us. What's going on YouTube today? Has anybody seen anything?
All I've seen so far is you.
Is what?
You.
Oh, I seen Hills's video
Did ya?
this morning, but
Which
other than
one?
that, I haven't really checked everything. It was about JLR and Bullhorn Betty, and at the end, she's got a picture of JLR holding some kind of sign about one of the cases and how he supports them. He supports the racist dudes, and he had facial hair, and it shocked the shit out of me, y'all.
How did I miss that this morning?
I don't know. He looks a lot. Good morning, Queen. He looks a lot better with facial hair, but it shocked me. The mass shooting of a teenage birthday party. Uh-oh. Hi,
Is this
Kyle.
something new?
I think so. That's what Small Wildflower said. Then said he looked like my brother. He looked totally different with facial hair. Shocked the shit out of me.
Was he blinking? Is this back when
It
he
was
had
just a
blinks?
picture.
Girl, it rained and we had like 80 degrees, and I woke up this morning and I come out here and all the trees are just budded. I
Oh,
love that.
nice.
It's about time. I'm tired of looking at this gray ass brown woodland treehouse area, okay?
I know that's that kind of shit that causes seasonal depression. I think my daddy gets seasonal depression because he hates how gray and dead everything looks.
And then here we get the snow, and it's pretty at first, and then it gets all dirty and gross. Ugh.
And see, we don't even get snow, so we just look at gray shit all year
Yeah.
or all winter. It's supposed to be like 83, 84 this week. My mama bought me because my yard is completely downhill, and I can't have we would have to have a pool put in, but I ain't trying to spend that kind of money. So what I usually do is I buy little inflatable pools just to kind of like tan in.
Cool off in.
Yeah. And but my dog, my Frenchie, loves to get in the pools, and so he keeps popping them. Well, she bought me one that's plastic that he can't pop, and I'm so excited. I'm gonna put it up this week. I think I'm gonna put it down there with my chickens.
They'll be all in there. I don't know if
I
they will
hope
or
not.
but
They might be though. Loretta loves water. But I got a little sit and float that you sit in, and it's got little cup holders. You just float around the little pool. I'm so excited.
cute. I got that big old creek, so
Yeah, I don't
my
have a
hubby
creek. I
says,
wish
"You
I
want to
did.
put a pool? You want to put a pool? If we put a pool, gonna put an underground pool." And I said, "No, we're not. You know how many animals we'll find in there daily? We
Yep.
live in the woods, in a treehouse. Come
Us
on."
too. Shit. I ain't trying to have none of that.
Frogs, snakes, squirrels. Who knows what'll fall in there?
I'm perfectly
Surprise
fine
me.
with just my little pool.
I go get in the creek. Look out for Snappy though.
I wish
As
I
a
had a creek.
big old snapping turtle, girl. He big.
Yeah, but he probably stays away from you by now, don't he?
Oh, he likes to come check us out, actually.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah. So,
You ain't afraid to get in it?
it's clear, but if it's like a storm or something and it's a little cloudy, we still get in. But I mean, one time I stepped on the damn thing.
Oh,
I know
no.
I did because I get in all the time, and there was no rock there. that's perfectly round and
Oh,
like
yeah, you
beveled like that.
definitely stepped on them.
I sure did. And then my girlfriend got in behind me and she's like, something just brushed my leg. I'm like, it's snappy. Just hold still. Just hold
Oh,
still.
hell no. Hell no.
My city boy husband won't even get in that creek anymore.
Uh-uh.
Okay.
Uh-uh.
He's like, forget that.
I wouldn't get in that creek if I knew there was a big-ass snapping turtle there.
He lives right there.
Well, he better relocate, is all I gotta say.
I haven't seen him yet this year, but that don't mean anything.
We got a little creek right down the road that I used to go to when I was younger because, my mama lives right down the street. So when I used to live at her house, we would come down to this creek that's right in between me and her now. And oh my God, we would have so much fun in it. And I take Caden down there, but I'm scared to death of snakes. And I just don't want to risk it.
I've seen snakes, but never while we were floating the creek. And we've been in there 6 hours.
Yeah.
We float from my property, and to drive, it's like 1.25 miles where we get out. But when you're in the creek, you're in there 6 hours. Like,
God, my
twisty
fucking luck,
journey.
a snake would plop up on my float.
We've had weird things. Leeches.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and there's this other place called Slippery Rocks. It's like downhill, and it's a lot of flat rocks that water runs down. And you can slide down them to the little creek pool at the end, right? But you get up, and you've got all these little mosquito worms all over you. Ugh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I can't stand that shit. Hey, guys. Hello. Good morning. Hey, BTM. Oh, did I not drop the link? Oops.
My one girlfriend, we come back, right? My husband picks us up in the truck and we all load in with our floats and stuff. And we come back and we spray off with the garden hose right away and then come in the house one by one and shower. Well, my girlfriend had the garden hose and my other girlfriend had a leech on the back of her leg. And she didn't even tell her. The one with the hose just put that on jet.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
It was the funniest thing. They're like, check your camera and see if it's on there. And I'm like, it doesn't hit right here by the hose. So
here comes the man of the hour. Here he comes. Hey, BTM.
How you guys doing? What's up?
Good morning.
Good morning. How's things going? Or good afternoon. It's almost 12 here.
Well, whatever, BTM. Damn.
It's
did you remove the sticker? Did you remove the sticker from the bottom of your mug?
I did. Look.
Oh shit. Here we go.
She was on the other day with a different mug, and I saw her take a drink, and I'm like, ooh, there's no sticker on that one.
Was it the big white one with the dogs on it?
It might have been.
Yeah.
Hey, I have a mug I got as a gift, and I cannot get that sticker off. I have soaked it and rubbed it.
It's not meant to come off then.
It's not. My husband's like, are you sure it's a sticker? And I'm like, yes, you can feel it, but you can't get it off.
So what you guys talking about?
Stickers on mugs. What you talking about? Snapping turtles. You want to go swimming?
Country shit.
Oh, you guys can't hear? Am I low or something? Am I low?
No, I can hear you.
I can hear you.
B team is quiet. I don't know why.
You know what? You were kind of quiet. You kind of are, yeah. Because last night on Queens, it like you were really quiet.
You sound like you might be in a little bit of a funk with all the disheartening things going on, is what I was thinking.
What time did y'all get off last night?
I left at 12:30 at night at my time.
I passed the fuck out.
Yeah, I because I was on until 12:30, so that's what time I was up.
Damn.
What do you say?
I was glad Toasty came up though.
Yeah, it was interesting. She jumped up, you know. I was kind of, it was surprising. Then Paloma jumped up, which was nice.
Oh, did she? Damn, I missed it all. I done
Yeah.
jumped down and passed out.
And then Heels, you talked to Heels, so she was on there as well.
Yeah, I talked to him.
I think I left off. We were trying to solve the mystery of why her super chats wouldn't come through, but she was like able to chat and was like, "What the hell's going on?" So that was
Who's
so
super
weird.
chats? Queen's super chats wasn't coming through.
Yeah, for Valoma, for some reason, her super chats wouldn't go through.
Oh,
I
that's
don't know.
weird.
Yeah, that's just weird. It's probably like a
That's
glitch in the
happened to
system.
me before.
Yeah.
When I think it's the iPhone or something. I don't know what it does.
Yeah, maybe she has to enter a password or something like that with her phone. I don't know.
But I
Who's
typed in my
JG?
whole message and then went to send, and it's
Hi guys.
like failed.
True text and you missed us using JG.
Who's JG?
I don't know. Who's Captain Napkin always talks with this weird code and stuff like that. She's always weird. You're weird.
She's a secret agent.
Yeah, she might need to update her app or something.
Was I an asshole last night about uni? I'm sorry if I was.
I don't know. I mean, like honestly, I think you said bye, Felicia, then it devolved into me not watching Friday or whatever.
Not
Okay.
knowing what that was. Yeah.
Yeah.
You weren't alone though. Ellie didn't know
OMG, B Tim strap 68JN8. What is that?
Is she talking in code now for real?
Yeah, what is 68JNH? This is like some weird word she's using. No, you were not. No, I mean, like, I think like a lot of people are. I mean, my personal thing was like, I feel it's code. It's my code. Okay, well, I don't know your code, so. I just think it's like you should not have made that public. Like that to me is like no. Like if I text you, let's say I have an issue with you. Let's say you had an issue with me. You like Joe, like I'm playing one of your clips, and I'm pausing too much, or you don't like me. Just like let's say you just released this video, and I just immediately start playing it. Like it's only been out for a half hour or something like that. You're kind of annoyed with me. And you email me and you say, hey, you shouldn't do that. I mean, give me 24 hours or you shouldn't pause that much. And I decide, okay. And then I have my girlfriend or whatnot basically post on Twitter about a private conversation we had in IMs. That to me is like, that's wrong. And you know what I mean? Like that supersedes actually what might have been said in email to me.
Okay, did he have her do it or did she take it upon herself to do it?
I don't know. It's your girlfriend. I mean, obviously he told his girlfriend, and I think but then she does it again after he apologizes on Twitter.
So emotional responses are never good, girl.
Yeah, and then he apologized, and then she adds more fuel to the fire after he apologizes for it.
Creative Witch said, I didn't like that convo, if I'm honest. What part of it bothered you, Creative Witch? You can be honest here.
What combo? Cody Jones last night's combo about uni. I don't think we should be discussing it. Yeah, I mean, that's my whole thing. Like, I think it should be handled privately. That type of thing. That's my opinion. And I don't have an issue with uni at all. I just think like, you can't release people's private DMs to you and put it on Twitter and start talking about it on Twitter.
She said on his live she took it upon herself.
She said on her live she took it upon herself. Well, that's not good. That's not good.
No.
Because that's
but let's not blame uni for it,
Well,
that's all I'm saying.
The hell?
Well, then I would still be pissed off if I was Heels if my conversation was released like that. Like, come on.
I would too, but
yeah.
I mean, you can't control people.
I think at this point, I don't think it would be a good productive thing, like them going on a panel and discussing. I think it's just send Heels an email, have a conversation and chill. And that's pretty much
right. It's not that hard. And don't nobody need to go through your henchman to do so.
Oh, I'm not going to call him a henchman. Like, come on.
No, I will. Navy Tex is not your henchman. I mean, if she wants to talk to uni, that's who she should be reaching out to, not to Navy Tex. But listen, you can't blame uni for what his girlfriend did, but you can blame uni for doing what he did after that, which was not having a conversation with Hills.
Mm-hmm.
It was also going on Twitter Spaces and doing a
Taking it
live
everywhere.
comparing deets and heels. That is
Yeah.
shady behavior. Not cool.
Yeah, I mean, I say like it all should have just been handled privately. You know what I mean? Like just chill. I mean, because at the end of the day, it was a very small issue. It was like, oh, you're pausing too much. Well, that's a small issue that can be resolved in like a matter of a simple conversation. Be like, how well, I'm going to pause it every 2 minutes or something like that because I'm worried about these idiots striking me for playing. Even though it's your fair use and it's your video, it still has
Right.
them in it, and they might strike me for like having a little piece of their clipping it. And I just want to make sure I have 100% fair use. And then you just have a conversation and be like, okay, well, I won't pause as much. It's just be 2 minutes and that's it, or like something like that. But it just became like a bigger issue than it should have been. Like it should have just been a private conversation, in my opinion.
It is, and I think a easy solution for Uni would be to, if Heels agreed, play it once all the way through because her videos are not long at all.
Well,
Play
I
it
think
once all the way through, and then go back and play again and do your critiquing. Or
well, I
something
think
and
the
pause it.
problem
I don't know.
is that he's worried. Like I think Uni's position is, and I don't want to.
He's worried about
mischaracterize-
getting struck for playing.
Yeah,
it.
I mean, like even it's fair use, but he's worried about the parts that are from these people might get struck by them. Like they'll just be like, you know, and he's probably that's his argument. And also that day, I think he
That's Dolly's
apologized.
argument too.
Yeah, and the well, Dolly's an idiot. Dolly's
Well,
as dumb as a bag. Dolly's dumb as a bag of rocks. Okay, let's be real.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. That's a stupid ass argument.
Yeah, I know, but like you're still going to get struck by Dolly the idiot. That's what he's trying to stop, being struck by Dolly the moron. And then basically like just deal with that. But like personally, that's just my thing. But yeah, I think it's a simple issue. We'll see what happens. Hopefully it just becomes like you should have watched Menace to Sobriety's video. I did actually watch Menace to Sobriety's video with the fair use, and that's why I'm understanding his point. But the thing I found missing from Menace to Sobriety's video was the discussion about the girlfriend posting on Twitter. Like I felt like he just discussed basically the fair use and just like a vacuum. And it's like he didn't discuss the fact that he, you know, basically the girlfriend went on Twitter minutes after an email was sent privately and just basically started saying about, you know, I removed my endorsement of, you know, heels in the air for, you know, threatening to strike. And it's like, well, that should not have been on Twitter. That added fuel to the fire. That was unnecessary.
It was all yeah. I just feel like it could have been handled so much easier.
Yeah, that's that's the only thing I say, like from heels in the air this discussion. Yes, Menace reacted to defending his friend, not address the entire issue. Yeah, he reacted to the fair use argument, which by the way, I mean, like I get the point of view with, but that's not what the video was about. That should have been handled separately. Right. Yeah, I mean, but you can't make a video defending the position of Uni without adding the elements of, you know, basically that being put on Twitter. It's kind of like you're just kind of eliminating the whole story. That's my problem with Menace to Sobriety's video. It doesn't have the whole entire story explained. Like it's just basically
kind of one-sided.
Yeah, it's just a one-sided video. It's kind of like explaining, well, you know, heels, you know, basically threatened to strike this email, and it doesn't explain about the other aspects of it. And I feel like that was the issue with that video. I mean, it's a good video on the fair use side of the video discussion, and I'm not going to debate. I think it's a good video when it comes to that, but I feel like it's just in a vacuum of not explaining the entire situation. Well, she could not talk to him. She was told to go through Navy. Yeah, I don't know why he had to go through Navy. I mean, like, doesn't Uni have an email?
Well, somebody said in the comments earlier that he says he puts out his email, but he also says if you want to get in touch with me quickly, you need to go through Navy, I guess, so that Navy can bring his attention to the specific email.
Yeah, I mean,
but he showed no attention to Hill's email still, so yeah, there's that.
I mean, like he has his Gmail account. I mean, I would think he probably has a million emails though, too. To be fair,
that's what that's the gist of it.
Yeah, I can imagine like the million emails, you know. But yeah, I just think it's just how it is. That's my opinion on it, and I think it's just such a small issue that could have been easily solved behind a couple of email exchanges, and that's it. But then it's got to be live after live of a discussion. You got everyone just basically trying to pick sides. You got videos being made, and it's like, man, Just a small little issue that could have been worked out behind the scenes, a couple of emails. And I think
Yeah, and my biggest issue right now is that he's going on Kick and wherever else doing lives still about it and hasn't contacted Hills. Like it's a super simple,
Hmm.
you know, to fix
Especially
it,
now that
it's
you
super
know
simple.
there's an email and there's been some conversation. Like maybe when she first, I think she said she waited 3 days. Maybe he hadn't seen the email in those 3 days. I mean, they do
you
get
know
tons.
what? I
I don't
mean,
know,
like
but
at this point, he could find email. At this
well, that's
point,
what I mean. But now it's like, okay, find the email and have a conversation with her
yeah,
Yeah.
and it
privately.
doesn't have to be a live. Like I
Yeah,
don't
he
No.
think
wants it
it's
to be on a live for content.
no, no.
Caitlin said Hill's video is one-sided too. I don't know, Uni, but I have listened to both sides of what's been out,
I
and
disagree.
only one of them has taken responsibility for their part in it. I don't agree with that, Caitlin, because
I mean, if
the
you
only thing
watch,
Hill did wrong was threaten to strike, and she owned up to that, and
yeah,
she apologized for it. Uni hasn't done anything yet.
yeah, if you watch her video, she actually tells you herself in her video what she said in the email exchange. If it was one sided, then she would not have told you about that because they would have only painted that. You know what I mean? And also, it's just like it's the perspective of a content creator that likes their work and just basically just feels like their work is not being appreciated. And they call
Hmm.
up and they're like, "Listen, I'm a little annoyed that you're kind of pausing and you're not really." Kind of discussing and I just don't like the way you're doing it. And then, instead of dealing with that critique and just having a discussion, it goes on Twitter and basically goes into this whole pick your side, heels in the air, or uni rock. And it's like, wow, that really devolved into that. I mean, like at the end of the day, I have no issues with Uni. I find some of his videos like very entertaining. I think he does. Some people don't like him. Some people think like certain episodes, just like Queens. Like some episodes don't fly. You get some episodes are not as entertaining as others. But at the end of the day, I don't see an issue. I just think like this should have been handled differently. That's all. But that's
Caitlin
basically
said she left stuff out, but
what.
uh,
Uh,
Caitlin said Hills left stuff out.
what did you leave out?
I didn't see anything left out. I seen a lot of receipts.
Yeah. If you could tell me, Caitlin, what she left out, that would be good. But I mean, thus far, it just seems like Heels just didn't like how our videos were played, tried to call him, and then basically it just went on Twitter.
And that's her prerogative. That's her right.
Yeah. I mean, like, imagine like if I did that to Jones and let's say me and Jones, I'm playing Jones's thing, and I just basically released a private conversation we had on discussed like a private conversation on Twitter. And it says, I remove my endorsement of Joneson because she's going to strike me or whatever. And it's like, okay, that's not good. But anyway, that's my opinion on that.
Yeah, Rachel is entitled to her own opinion separate of Uni. Absolutely. But it made it a lot more toxic.
Yeah, but you have to realize that email is directed at Uni, not her.
Right.
And I get like they're in a relationship and but it's too, you know what I mean? Like if I was emailing Jones and then her husband jumps on with the information, I would be like, why the fuck is her husband jumping on about it when he's not like the one directed with the call? Like we're on a business. Like Uni knows this is kind of like a business or hobby for some. Like for me, it's a hobby. And
Creative Witch. I understand what you're saying. She said it feels like since MGL has been gone, people are starting to turn on each other and take sides. I don't like it. I get that. I don't think anybody's turning on Uni except for maybe me and Cappy, and we're not turning on them. Like, I can still go in his chat and be cordial. He can come in mine and be cordial. I just don't fuck with him, but I never really have. I know that he's played some of my videos. I've went into his chat and told him he's more than welcome to play my videos, but I just don't communicate with him like that. I've always side-eyed him. So
I'm kind of like, see, I'm on like a type of thing where I agree with Skeptic. I will basically comment if you do something wrong, even if I like you. I've done it before. I don't take favorism. I mean, like if I was like, I might try to contact you privately before I say anything in public and be like, yo, this is wrong. You shouldn't do this. What you're doing. But I hold everyone accountable, even people I like.
Mm-hmm.
So, and
That's
I've
what I'm
done it in the
saying.
past.
I don't hate them.
Yeah, I've done it in the past. So when I criticize Uni's action, it's from, basically being fair. It's the same criticism I would lodge against anyone else, and it's just being fair. And if you can't handle me being true, I mean, like, I'm very truthful and I'm transparent. I'm not going to try to befriend, pick sides based on sub numbers. I'm just going to look at the scenario and be like, yeah, I don't agree with how this is done. I can argue, I can understand both sides, why one side is like a little bit like, what the fuck. But like, like, I don't think private conversation should be posted on Twitter or discussed on Twitter. I don't think that's fair
But
to a
there's
person.
lots of people in this space who don't play fair either.
Yeah,
So
like,
it's kind of.
and I never heard of him until QB. Yeah, and I'm like, I don't want to like just to be like, well, this one incident suddenly makes people think like, oh my god, Uni Rock is this big problem. I just think like you gotta like he can't do that because we gotta trust you. I mean, like, how am I supposed to trust you if you're gonna go, your girlfriend's gonna get mad at me because I say something to you and she's gonna post on Twitter about it? I mean, like, what? I mean, that's not good. And if you don't understand, I mean, like, that's how I am. I will criticize people I like as much as I will criticize people I don't like. It's just how I am. I've done it in the past, and it's gotten me into trouble.
PJ's not so secret diary. I don't like Uni. It's been a public dislike, but can I ask you, Johnson, as a clip channel, how's she going to get mad using someone's clip when someone oh, hold on. How is she going to get mad using someone's clip than someone using hers? Hypocrisy. No, I think it's because when
Okay.
you pause and you pause for an extended amount of time, everything that was heard before that pause is gone. You
Yeah,
forget it.
this is probably someone that doesn't quite. Okay, imagine if we were in a conversation, PJ, and you're trying to explain your point, but every time you say like a word or two, I interrupt you, and I just immediately interrupt your thing, and we don't, and I basically stretched out your whole segment that then to the point where no one understands what the hell you're saying because I've interrupted you multiple times during your attempt to explain the situation. And that's basically what is happening.
And you were never able to make your point.
Yeah, and
right?
the point is that the whole work is basically, and it's not a good pause. And she just didn't like that, and that's that. And she was
That's
just.
her prerogative. It's her video,
I mean, it happened. I explained it. I think when we did the Dre McRae body cam footage, right?
Mhm.
Captain Napkin and that girl was explaining about how they didn't like that, but I remember Heels was like, "Can you play the whole thing so you can get the context of what's going on?" Because sometimes we're like, we would be paused too long, and we're just like kind of discussing only like a quarter of what was being in the video. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's and then let's say you created this work, you spent 8 hours on this piece of work to get the clips, to edit, to all this stuff, and then you're just hearing like second by second, and people didn't get the whole context of it. That's what I think.
It's kind of like he takes her clip, right, where she's made a point, and then he plays that and then makes his own points off of that without her voice being heard.
Yeah, well, no, it's just that I feel like, there's a good point. You have to do that when you're reacting. You have to react to the content, especially a clip channel, like clip
I
or
know, but
content.
her video gets lost in all
Yeah,
of that.
yeah.
It's
But
just, and she
yeah.
puts a
But
lot of work to
it
make a
also
point.
depends on the creator, though, because you can pause mine 50 million times and I don't give a shit. But Hills does. So it just, if she's reaching out to say, hey, can you stop doing this when you play my videos? It's a super simple request. I mean,
It should be respected, yes.
PJ says he tells people where the video is from though, and they can always go
He
just
does.
watching her video. I mean,
right.
yeah, I'm not done with it. You're almost interrupting me now. I mean, it gets it. I mean, I get it. I mean, I think this one, but don't. She seems like she's entitled, but no hate. Uni has me blocked. Well, I don't know why he has you blocked, to be honest with you, because you don't sound. And also the fact is, Uni actually acknowledges that he paused too much and he was tired that day. So it's like he knew he's kind of, and then basically what happened was sparked up that email was basically seeing what happened with Chronicles of the Shadys clip, and she's kind of like, explained her discontent about the situation. And yeah.
Chronicles, I'm forgiving of Uni Rach. Who am I to forgive her? I just think she had an emotional response. But if she needs forgiveness, forgiveness is given from my end, because I just think it was just a fuck up. It's not a big deal. Just like Hills threatening to strike, it was a fuck up, not a big deal.
Yeah.
Emotional reaction, just like you said.
Yeah.
We all have those.
Chronicle says, I appreciate anyone bringing awareness. They are allowed to do that however they feel is right.
Mhm.
I just think that's just a small, I think everyone could have just
Just the petty shit bugged me.
Yeah,
just the petty shit going on Twitter Spaces and doing what he did between Heels and Deets, who are both a part of our community.
Yeah, and it's like, listen, I like Heels in the Air. I've been watching Heels in the Air for a very long time, and it's like, I feel like this should have been done differently.
It's very disheartening. That's how I feel about it. It's especially
PJ
two
is,
people that you like. You're like, please just get along.
PJ
it's
is
okay. PJ's welcome here.
Yeah, I have no problem. I don't care who watches what. But I just wanted to explain to PJ the whole point, the scenario. I'm just going to say I don't like Dolly's takes. Dolly's takes are horrible. Like, he doesn't understand fair use. I can name 2 court cases. I can basically pull up 2 court cases that show fair use. I can literally just grab a clip of Dolly and put "idiot reacts to true crime" on the bottom of the title and not change anything. And he could sue me for it, and I would still win. I would just be like New York County, because there's a case for it, because they would just be transformative. He doesn't understand that there is a way to go through transformative. Transformative doesn't mean I have to edit the video. I can just change the title, and you can just look at the title, and that would be transformative. And there was a court case that won because of that. But
nothing happened between Heels and Deets. Nothing happened between Heels and Deets. They're fine.
I seen her strike at Liz. It is, who does she strike? You have to have proof of that. You could literally say, I like.
No, I don't think she would strike anybody in our community. And Uni's part of our community. I just don't see that.
Yeah, I think it's just like, it was probably, listen, I said it on the live. I was like, yeah, you were a little wrong saying that in that email. I said to Heels. But I think the greater wrong is being posted on Twitter or private conversation. It makes it even worse. That's my point of view. And it's just like a small little thing becomes a bigger thing, and now he's on Kick talking about Heels, and you got people feeling like they're being attacked and they have to pick a side. You don't have to pick a side. I don't think people should have to pick a side. You can like them both. I mean,
it's sad when you take a real issue, something that could have been a private conversation, and it gets made this petty.
Yeah.
Like, now it's just pettiness.
I mean, like, in the end of the day, I don't think, like, worst case scenario, Uni basically did that. Well, it doesn't change the fact that he talks about bad people all the time, and he's funny sometimes, so you can keep on watching Uni. I have no problem with Uni. He's not a tragedy pimp. He's just basically someone who just made a mistake with his, his girlfriend made a mistake, either or, and that's pretty much my thought process on that. Pretty much. So.
I don't watch Uni much.
I watch him.
I stop in every now and then, but it's the same old, you know what I'm saying? And just like with us, sometimes we just harp on the same shit all the time. And so sometimes I just check out. That's all you got to do is check out. You ain't got to talk shit. You ain't got to be rude. Just check out for a little bit.
Go jump in the creek.
Yeah, that's why I usually, like, when I do Zero Dramatic, I'm usually just jump on a completely different subject, because I already talked about it on Queen. It's like, why would I talk about it again? You know what I mean? It's, in the end of the day, it just becomes, like, too much of it. Like, right now, I'm looking back into CSGO gambling again, just so I could maybe I'm doing a stream on that tomorrow, actually. Because I found a good old video that discussed it, so it was cool.
Caitlin said he wasn't talking bad about Heels on Kick. He was discussing the situation and how he can fix it. Well, email?
Yeah, a simple email discussing, saying, hey, let's
Super simple.
Yeah, let's bury the hatchet. Let's just move on.
Instead, he's like, I'll do a panel with Hills.
It's like,
No,
no,
no.
never do it. Like, let me explain something to you. If you want to bury the hatchet, jumping on a panel with hundreds and hundreds of people watching, and basically it's just going to make the situation way, way worse. Just a simple email saying, hey, sorry about my girlfriend putting this on Twitter space. Let's bury
We
the
were
hatchet.
emotional.
She
No
was
big deal.
emotional. Just bury the hatchet. We'll just not talk about this anymore. And if I use your clips, I'll just make sure to use 2 minutes. And if not, if you don't let me use your clips, I'll just not use it and just move on. And we'll just bury the hatchet and just move on. And just simple as that. You know what I mean? It is what it
And
is.
can't you even do a private StreamYard conversation?
You
Just
could,
the two
but
of them.
or yeah,
That
or
way nothing gets misconstrued in tone and whatnot versus email and stuff,
yeah. I mean, I think that's what I would probably say. Like, just bury the hatchet, move on.
Yeah,
It is
it's
what it
not
is.
worth making more content out of.
Yeah,
No.
but jumping on a panel is that's not going to solve the issue. That's going to make the issue worse because you're going to have a bunch of people listening to it. You're going to have basically people picking sides, and it's like not going to be a good idea. And I don't even think Keels wants to do it that way. But that's just my opinion. He already apologized long ago for doing that and said she's her own person and made the tweet. I don't control her. Yeah, but Chronicles, that email had to go through someone. I doubt that that email was directed to Uni. You know what I mean? That email should not have been directed to his girlfriend. I'm sorry. I just have this opinion of that. Yes, it should have been handled privately. It's not choose sides thing. It's let it go and move on and focus back on the issues at Tragedy Pimps. Absolutely, Queen. So yeah, that's my opinion on it. So I mean, it is what it is. What else do you want to? You have anything else you want to talk about, Joneson? Or are you you're staring at this chat?
Shit, man.
You're staring at the chat.
We're just shooting. No, I was watching my honey. We're just shooting the shit. Whatever y'all want to talk about.
Is your honey the chicken?
No.
George Jones is my honey.
Oh, we got rain coming.
What are you gonna do with rain with the chickens?
They'll usually stay out in it. If they don't want to be in it, they'll go under the porch or go back in their coop.
Yeah.
I love my chicken.
Chronicles of the Sage Navy sent it to Rachel to get to Uni. They worked.
Oh.
That's not good.
That's not good either. No,
no. Like, bro, imagine if I had to get through all my messages from like Queen's husband or boyfriend or whatever, and I'm gonna have to send it to
Wait, how did it go?
Heel sent it to Navy, who sent it to Uni's girlfriend, who works with Navy and Uni on.
Who then passed it on to Uni.
Yeah, but then
I
before
think
she
maybe he has other people, like.
Yeah, no.
Care of his email.
Yeah, no, that's not good, bro. That's not good. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's just not good. That's not good.
Well, I can tell you right now, if you want to get in touch with me, I'm not giving y'all Tony's email for y'all to hit up and be like, hey, tell your old lady to check her email. That's not happening.
You don't even get your emails most of the time. So most of the time, your emails.
No, I don't. My email is a piece of shit.
I can't believe. Remember that Fueled by Coffee lady or Fueled by Crazy lady jumps on. She's like, I'm trying to email you. You're like, my email's right there. And then we try to email you on the live. It doesn't go through.
Hey, True Texan.
That's
how you doing this morning?
Good. How are you?
So Ryan Upchurch and no, I'm joking. I'm joking.
I have 12,842 unread emails.
I actually come up here, B-Tim, because you were here on that issue. Johnny Gobble last night had Patty on there for 2 hours live.
I didn't watch. I don't know.
I know y'all were all over Queens, but I went over there and watched that. That was quite enlightening.
Oh shit! What's the dirt?
I don't know who to believe in the situation.
This will confuse you more, but it's entertainment, but it shouldn't have been done. But
what's the situation?
Oh, I mean, I'm not going to comment on all the details of that stuff. It was kind of crazy. I mean, it's just, but I thought it was probably going to end, but it ain't going to end. Now someone else had to do a rebuttal video, and I'm sure.
Is the link not dropped? I'm sorry. True Texan had it. How'd you find it, True Texan?
As soon as you popped it up there, I opened it up. I learned
Oh,
that
okay.
from Nick. It's like,
There you go, voices. Yeah, the whole thing confuses me. I don't know what's what. I think that Ryan is used to throwing money out to
but
get what he wants from people. He buys friendships. He buys.
one thing she did admit on there, and I don't know how many, but she did buy some houses under that blue moon in her
I
name.
heard she admitted that.
Yeah, she did admit doing that. Well,
Yeah.
without him.
Were they investment properties, or were they just like what you do with the houses?
I don't renting them out. I guess I don't know.
Was it like where were the proceeds going? If they're renting
Beat
them
him.
out?
I don't know. She didn't go in. She's very
Why is
vague
no
about
one?
it.
Why is no? Did anyone ask her that question? Like, okay, you bought these houses under blue.
I don't know,
moon.
beat him. I wasn't there. I mean,
Where do you have a management company? Where the proceeds go? Does it go to a corporate, like some sort of corporate bank account? Whose names are on these titles? I mean, like that would be kind of a question I would ask her if I was sitting here and I was just shooting the shit with her.
well, I wasn't on panel with her. I was just watching for entertainment purposes only. So I don't know. It's none of my business. I'm just saying it was kind of enlightening. But that was one thing.
Johnson's dancing to your talking.
My hubby's playing music. I was dancing. Sorry.
Yeah. But did anyone ask her that or
You're
what?
getting copyrighted.
No, but she was in a friendly atmosphere. You know, she was getting a lot of softball questions.
Crime and fashion. How you doing, crime and fashion? If my kid was saying a shit ton of slanderous shit, I would try to protect the assets too, but courts can and do look back. And when it comes to two people in lawsuits saying, it comes to two people in lawsuits playing hide the assets, not saying they are. Yeah, I mean that could be a possibility. That's a possibility, but I mean, like I would be definitely wondering, you know, I think like what would probably happen is the damages portions of a lawsuit. They'd probably track down the assets of who he gave money to and why. And then it would be like a long process of probably some sort of attorney. Hi Avery, how you doing? Hi Voices.
Hey, do you guys mind
Morning.
if I have something just totally off, just a totally different subject? If I could just come up here and ask you guys for
It's
a
Jones's
prayer
panel.
request for people who pray.
Yeah, absolutely.
So last night we had a mass shooting. It's right about 30 minutes from my house, and it was at a dance studio. A girl was having her sweet 16 birthday, and it's very unusual for our area. I do know one of the teenage boys. He's a football player that was killed. I know four other teenagers were killed, and there's about 20 that are injured and
Oh my
critical condition.
God.
Is this in Alabama?
Oh, that's
Yes.
awful.
Yes,
Alabama,
Dave.
Shooting in
yeah.
Alabama dance studio. Yeah, my
Yeah,
husband's saying he just seen it.
yeah, it's pretty damn devastating. I thought I would just come up and just ask for anybody who does believe in prayer to, just to pray, because these people are crushed. We've never had anything like this happen.
It's a
Damn,
lot.
Avery, you totally killed my mood to be able to come up and pick at Jonesy about her broody chicken.
Yeah, I thought I'm gonna come up and just ruin their entire life, but I just
You
really made
didn't
a
ruin
post.
it.
I made a post on my community page about it too, and I know it's all over the news, but
Did they catch the shooter?
no, and I don't believe that, because that dance studio is like downtown. I don't even think they have cameras, to be honest with you.
God.
But no, they haven't caught anybody yet.
That's so scary. What the fuck is going on?
Yeah, I mean, you
It's
know,
a lack of respect. It's
just
a
all
lack of
kids.
respect for a firearm. It's a lack of respect for human life. It's a lack of respect for each other.
Yeah.
And that, I'm sorry, it's a lack of respect issue. I was in the way we were raised out west, like, you respected the firearm and you only touched that if you were using it for the right purposes. Too many people, every fool is allowed a gun now, or gets a gun, and too many people have a temperament like Betty, and they get mad and they do a permanent solution to a temporary situation.
Well, our governor, we call her Meemaw Ivy because she's extremely, old. Governor Ivy, we call her Meemaw Ivy. She just passed a thing in January where you no longer have to have a permit to carry. So
What?
yeah, now
Mima.
you can't do concealed carry, but you no longer have to have a permit to carry. And so this is our first mass shooting. We had one a while back in at a Birmingham mall. I think that was a hate crime, a racial thing, but this is not. I mean, this is like a nice community, just a small town, nice community. I can't even understand why. So I'm going to hop back down because I've been a little bit upset, but I just thought I would ask you all to just say prayers because these kids are going to need major prayers.
Our state is like that. Crimes in fashion. Wyoming is constitutional carry. You need no permit, no license, and your gun doesn't even have to be checked.
That's
And
how
none
it
of the
is
guns
here
out
now.
here have to be registered. Well, I mean,
That's how it is here now.
I come from a very big gun-toting, hunting, very red family, and they all pack. Well, we
Yep.
all pack. So.
So, yeah, so do we. But God, I mean, these are kids, y'all. These are just kids.
I'm so sorry, Avery, and I'm not a prayer, but I certainly will send you all the love and light and good vibes to that community and tend for healing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Wow, it's a town of about 3,000. It's a tiny little town. Wow.
Yeah, it's really small. It's really small. I am so shocked too that happened in Dadeville. Like, I just can't even believe it. But
I'm trying to figure out if we're open carry. I don't know if Georgia's open carry or not. But
Ask
we
your
don't
daddy.
open carry. Dad, are we open carry? I know Tony doesn't open
And
carry.
P.S. I'm not going to go to Tony. I'm going to go to your daddy if I have a problem with you. I'm going to stay going to Dad.
You can go to Dad.
I'm just going to bypass Tony altogether because Dad can rule you in.
I'm going to start dropping his email for the backup.
Listen, Joneson, if I got a problem with you, I will come to you. How's that?
I appreciate that. We're constitutional.
I won't go run into anybody else. Constitutional carry.
That's what it says when he looks it up.
And can we define that?
Can we define what constitutional carry is?
Kathy, your family? Yeah, that's no permit. You can carry it open or concealed. That's constitutional carry with no permit.
Okay, you have to open carry. You can't conceal carry here. Unless you have a license.
Happy, can I get your blue family to mix with my red family, and then we could have a purple family?
I love that. Sorry, hold on. We got a visitor.
A snake?
A chicken?
No, a human.
Snake.
A human visitor. Start crawling if you have to, babe.
Crawling?
Yeah, we don't answer the door to unannounced folks.
Is it Betty?
You better crawl. Don't let them see you. I've had shit cooking on the stove and crawled. I don't give a fuck. And you could see my stove from the kitchen window. I said, shit.
I
You'll
mean,
get
like,
the
when the whole gun debate, I always think of the problem is that it's like, I think it's mostly just a mental, like there's a huge mental illness issue going on around here, and I think like it's not surprising that you're seeing all this stuff happen now because you had like this whole situation with like this whole lockdown where people literally their whole lives were upside down, turns upside down. Everything about their daily life was basically fucking thrown into haywire, and I think it just accelerated a lot of people's
Not just
mental illness.
that, like you said during lockdown, and I'm sorry, and people make fun of me for this, but it's my true belief that some of these video games are just rotting our children's
I disagree.
brains.
Disavow.
I know you
Disagree.
would.
Oh, I agree.
I
It's
disagree. I
awful.
disagree with that.
I think that video games, they what is that? They numb their feelings, so then they
Guys,
think that it's the same as the video game.
No.
it is.
No,
This
Absolutely
you're
not.
couple,
saying it
this
desensitizes
couple,
them.
Like
this coupled
desensitized.
with poor parenting.
No. I mean, like, no. The
Yes.
problem is I think like a lot of times people
I
have
might
lost
get
their jobs, during this whole situation. Because if you think about it, why is all this stuff happening right now? And there's one thing that happened in the last 2 years that has basically caused everyone's life to basically change drastically. For that they lost their jobs. They weren't able to go out. They weren't able to see family. They weren't able to do a lot of things, and I think it just caused
No.
accelerated a lot of issues.
No, this is
I don't
bad.
agree with Tim.
This is
I'm gonna say
bad and
no.
lazy parenting. You know what? I'll probably get clipped for this, but this is called not whooping ass anymore. Not making your kids have
Amen.
accountability anymore.
It
This
is. You
is
put
what
them in front of the
happens.
TV
Wait,
and let them play these
whoa,
violent
whoa, whoa,
video
whoa, whoa.
games.
What are you?
This
I
is
mean,
what
like,
happens when you give participation trophies.
No,
The millennials.
Absolutely.
No.
That's their
This is
fault.
the participation trophy generation.
you're wrong. You're absolutely
That has
wrong.
caused a lot
Sorry.
of
See,
problems.
Tim, I'm
I'll be
older than
honest.
you.
It
You're
has.
I
wrong.
don't care.
It's
And I mean, all of
everybody else is
these.
at fault except for me. And I tell my kid that all the time. You better
Okay,
learn to
so
start taking accountability.
the mass shooting, the 2017 Las Vegas mass shooter was 64 years old. He wasn't getting participation rewards.
No, they're not all. I mean, you can't say
No,
everything
I'm not
is
saying
caused
I'm
all.
by
I
talking
say a
about the
majority, yeah.
children. These
the
young
school
children.
ones. You know,
Yeah.
the school
We're
shooters.
That
talking about
Vegas dude
children.
don't count.
Why do you mean it
That was
doesn't
a
count?
setup.
What?
See, Tim, you go way
He
too
said
literal.
what?
What?
You
What?
go
I
way
might
I
too
have
said
to
the
literal.
leave.
Vegas
When somebody
mass
gives you
shooting don't
pushback,
count because it
you
was
don't.
set up.
People, there was like sketchy things about that, right? Mm-hmm.
These
I
video
just
games now are so realistic, but it's not real. And these
no.
kids who already suffer mental health get this stuck in their head and they go out and do this stuff. I'm
I
not
mean, I
saying
guess
just
that's
video games
possible.
alone,
I guess
but
it's possible for teenagers and young adults, but like my kid gets lap dances from strippers on Grand Theft Auto. I don't think he's, and robs
But
people of their money and shit, but he is the best fucking kid on this earth. I swear to God. He is so respectful. He is just a little gentleman. I don't I it doesn't wear off on him from what I've seen so far. Now, I
I'm
do
gonna go
have
with
a
you,
nephew that it
Texas.
does seem like it's worn off on him a little bit.
that's what
I'm
I
gonna
mean.
go
If
with
they had mental health issues already, and then this is what they're
Right.
doing on lockdown for 2 years, now they're bored.
I can get that. I
School,
could
they
get
got to
that,
do
Granny.
whatever. Yeah.
If anything, it's like a contributing factor to
Yes,
everything.
thank you.
Yeah.
That's
No, I
kind of
don't
what
think
I'm
I could
video
see
saying.
games have
that. I
anything
could
to
see
do
that,
with
but I think
increase.
it's
Like mass, like a lot of people lost their jobs. Like,
if it's not mental health, it's parenting. That's just my idea on it. Like y'all better
it
get some
trickles
idea
down.
up in y'all's fucking souls because the world is going to shit, and it's because you're not raising
Well,
productive citizens to this
and the other
society.
part of that, Johnson, the other part of that, Johnson, is that all it takes is for one kid to not be raised with strong parents and have one of these kids that wants to do something like this. And then you've got peer pressure that comes in. You also, so then you end up getting a group of kids to do things.
Right.
Again, these are allegedly, in my opinions. I mean, I don't have children, and I'm actually grateful that I don't have children because I would not want to have to put them out into the world that we have. It's not the world that I grew up in. It's much more scary and much more dangerous than it was when I was growing up.
Absolutely. And I agree with testicles. Oh, testicle. Goddamn. Got me.
Testicle, yeah.
Got me. I
I
agree with
just
that
spit my
comment.
coffee in the sink.
Instant gratification, lack of parenting, mental health issues, lack of support
Yeah.
for those issues. I 100% agree with all of that.
It's a lot of things, yeah. It's not
What
just
evidence
one.
do you have that it was the parents' fault for the shooting?
What now?
I mean,
It's
like,
their
what?
fucking kid, beat him. It's their kid.
No,
They
we
could have.
can't.
Wait. Don't curse at me.
Mm-mm.
First off, voices. I
Can't
don't
always
appreciate that.
hold parents accountable. No. Because some kids, literally, it's just like adults.
A gene.
Something
They're
switches.
born with it. Yeah.
Something switches.
Now,
It can
Like
be
serial killers.
instantaneous.
Yeah.
that's where I'm a little backwards on things because I've seen that. Who is it? What parents is it that they're trying to go after?
Oh, like Crumbly, Ethan Crumbly,
Of
maybe.
the school shoot. I don't. Who?
I
What
don't.
parent was that?
I think
Oh, from
Crumbly's.
Michigan.
I
Yes.
didn't agree
No.
with
From
that.
Michigan.
I didn't agree with that. Parents, a lot of the times, have no idea what their kids are doing
They-
secretly.
Yeah, they were like
Kids will
beyond.
hide what they want to hide.
Yep.
But, honey, there was an email or something between them, is what I remember hearing.
Yes.
God.
The parent and the school had already talked to them. The parents saying, "Hey, this is a concern."
And he needs help. And wasn't he kicked out of the school because the parents didn't comply with that help? And then this happened?
Well,
I could
then,
be
yeah, in
off.
a situation like that, yeah.
I could be wrong. I'm not
Parents are the
100%
ones
sure.
that
I
bought
didn't
him the
follow it
gun.
like others. Yeah.
I think
Parents are the
every
ones that
case is
bought him the
different.
gun.
But no, he took it from like an unlocked gun closet. I think they didn't give it. Did they give it to him, or was it like
Well,
that was like a
Ellie,
big
when
Supposedly he
they
had the
made that
key to the
post,
gun case.
Okay.
they made the post on
Or knew
social
where they
media
were.
saying that they had bought the 15-year-old a handgun.
Crumbly, Ethan Crumbly
Yes.
case. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
We just asked
They
him.
bought him the handgun.
They bought it
Yeah.
for him. The father
And-
bought it and said it was
and
for
they
him,
didn't
which
get him help.
already was illegal because a minor cannot have access to a handgun.
And supposedly they left him
Well, then
locked
that would
up,
be
but
on
he had a
them.
key.
Yeah, exactly. And they're being like.
I think
people
it
are, like,
depends on the
School had already
situation,
told them
honestly.
that,
But I think a
yeah.
lot of these young kids, in general, not just mass shooters, I think that's a problem in society today is that parents are lazy.
I mean, like, I'm reading from one thing says neuroscience. It says unmedicated, untreated brain illness is likely in mass shooters. And it says, quote, based on the data of 32 of the 35 perpetrators had signs of symptoms of brain illness, which fit scientific diagnosis criteria for a clinical psychiatric disorder, end quote, Dr. Glick comments. 18 of the shooters had schizophrenic, while 10 had other diagnoses, including bipolar disorder, delusional disorder, and personality disorder, and substance related to disorders in 3 cases. There was not enough information to make diagnosis in 4 cases, nor psychiatric diagnosis was found. So my point, and then it says of the 28 of the survivors, and this is a study from 1987 to 2019. Of the 28 surviving assailants with the psychiatric diagnosis, quote, none were medicated or received other treatments prior to the crime, end quote. Researchers wrote they also analyzed 20 mass shooters who died at the crime scene using available data from the media or significant others. 8 assailants had schizophrenia, 7 had other diagnosis, and 5 had unknown diagnosis similar to none were receiving appropriate medications. So imagine if you have a situation where people are locked down, they're not getting medical diagnosis from doctors, and they're not getting treated for mental illnesses, or maybe the family does not know that they're suffering from a medical diagnosis, or maybe the family just fucked up and didn't really diagnose them. That's what I think it is. I don't think it's just because video games or the parents just didn't raise them right and didn't do something like that. I think it's just people. Society has grown to such a big extent that it's grown to such a huge extent that there are a lot of people are falling through the little holes in society and not being diagnosed when they have mental illnesses, and then they basically attack society out of anger because they no one gives a fuck about them and their mental illness. That's what I think. That's my personal opinion.
And I can respect that. I can appreciate that.
if
And
you
I
don't-
understand that too, but then throw video games into that mix.
No.
And the kids playing it 24/7. I'm sorry.
No.
That's what I was
Here,
Yeah.
just
here's the neuroscience
So-
medical report I read from you. So if you guys want to read it, that's fine. But I absolutely do not agree
I
with the idea.
I feel like the video games only adds to it if the kid is already struggling.
Yeah, it
That's what I mean. Gives
desensitizes a
them
little.
the idea.
Right.
He's
Mhm.
Yeah.
what's the word?
Fantasizing
About it.
fantasizing.
Like, yeah, when it becomes part of your daily life and
Yep.
lockdown every day.
I'll
Yeah.
grab all the reports if you like. But I'm just saying, this whole idea of basically saying,
Okay.
well, the parents have something to do with the video games. It's like it's not really not the underlying
But
issue.
Tim,
When people
you're
Look at
reading
other
a study.
countries. Like,
You're
like
I don't
reading
think
a
Japan.
anyone said
study.
it was.
It was before the lockdown. So you're
Yeah.
applying lockdown data to a study that happened before a lockdown. It doesn't work that way.
Listen, the lockdown, I think I aggravated the situation. I think.
Exacerbated.
Oh, it
Aggravated,
exacerbated.
all the above.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just made things worse for everyone. So whatever like things were already kind of going on, it just brought it to the surface, made it like
But-
10 times for some things.
It didn't
You
do
know?
that where I live, y'all.
Depends. Like even
And-
other countries had it worse. Other
I mean,
countries
if you
had
go
it
to
better.
Right.
I mean, if you go to China, you can type up mass stabbings in China. You see the same thing with people have mental illness. They don't have availability of guns, so they have knives, basically, and they target children to stab to death in local areas. Try to mass stab a bunch of children, and you'll actually can type that up on Google to see
Like on
that.
subways too, that happens, like stabbings instead of gun. Yeah.
Wah, 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 wah.
Womp womp.
Wah, 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 wah.
Wah,
Womp womp womp. Muppets.
I don't do a good want. So
That was a little heated debate there, guys. I mean,
Good morning, Cappy.
I feel
You're
like
quiet.
guns
Tim
always
got
does
mad
that.
at me.
Oh, I missed part of it. I was.
Hey guys.
Listen, I'm sorry for cursing. I wasn't cursing
What's up,
at
Cap?
you. I was cursing at
Fine.
the whole situation. So I'm sorry. I apologize. I didn't mean to offend you
That's
like
all
that. I wasn't cursing at you.
Yeah, I wanted to say something. Crumbly School needs to be like held accountable in that situation too, because
I agree.
they had went through his, like, that day he had made some threats or something. It's been a while since I've been over the case, but I remember this. Like, he had written down and drew out a whole bunch of crazy shit and was
Yeah.
basically talking about harming people. And they were just like, well, okay, if you can't go home with your parents, then like he couldn't go home with his parents for some reason. They were working or something. And okay, well then have CPS and the cops pick him up, because there's something going on here. And they had posted to Facebook about giving him, like, buying him this firearm. It was like,
right.
why can't we put two and two together here? And then his parents emptied their bank accounts and like ran off to Detroit or some shit. And
Yes.
yeah, that's why they're getting held accountable, because
Yeah, they're culpable.
They
in
left
it.
out. They were like out of there.
They just up and left him,
They're
man.
like, see
yeah,
Yeah, on your own.
you're on your own, kid. But yeah,
Now
that
they'll find out.
I think it's a collective of things, though. I think it's like there's more people in the world.
Yeah.
And for another thing, like, we see everything because everything is documented nowadays.
Exactly.
And it's like there's more people, there's more guns, there's
More awareness. There's
yeah,
more ways to find out about things. You know.
more ways to find out about things, and there's just a lot more going on, and things are in some ways easier nowadays and in some ways harder nowadays. You know, it's just, I don't know, life was a little simpler a long time ago. But
I mean, what happened to the days of, meet me at the track after school?
yeah,
You know,
Right, come get some, bitch.
I'm gonna meet you
put
in
on
the
your
parking
boxing
lot
gloves
out
and
back.
just have it out.
Yep. Because you can't even do that now, because then that'll become assault and battery and you'll end up registered as a violent offender.
bitch, I almost fell the fuck out when you said your son gets lap dances on GT.
Oh my god.
Girl, I walked in and
I was
called it.
speechless.
I called it.
God.
Oh my god.
He's a preteen boy. I mean,
Right.
it is what it is. I'm like, okay,
You know what I mean? They're video games. I don't think that
this is weird. he
don't
got
think
so tickled.
I don't think that video games are responsible for people's actions. However, there are some kids that are super impressionable, and I don't
Talking
know.
about who have mental illness, who
Yeah.
then this whole lockdown. I mean, honestly, I know a parent who is like, I am so glad we got this whatever PlayStation or whatever
I
box
mean,
because this gives him something to do when I
I
have
mean,
to work from home.
I
Like,
was raised different. I mean, like I had a game system, whatever. But we had like my stepdad used to just be like, okay, you can only play an hour or two max, and it was like different. But also we did other things like we did archery, we did bird watching, we did RC car racing. Like we used to have like basically the Saturdays we would go out and do something. And then like sometimes we would just simply just like paddleball would be like we had like, just basically paddleball. So it was like, it was like a different time. People just did not just like leave their kids in front of a TV and like
Right.
fucking it's like I would say like the thing is if I would recommend to people is like basically first off you probably should know the games you let your kids play, and second off probably do a time limit. Be like, listen, 2 hours max, you can't play more than that. Basically do your homework, do all your chores, do everything, and then basically proceed to do everything, then you can have your 2 hours. Because the truth of the matter is a child is very addicted to anything, food, video games. You have to kind of moderate. You can't just trust a child to play a highly addictive system. I'm not going to debate the fact that video games can be addictive to people. That's different than violent crimes. That's a different debate there. It can be addictive to kids when you have video games being played because they're
Well,
developing.
can we all agree that there's several different contributing factors
I agree.
listen,
to
there's studies
mass
out there
shootings?
that
I
say,
I do think that timeout generation like definitely does play into it. I don't think that whooping your kids works for every kid though, but I think that
No,
it play into it. I think that there are some kids it does work for and they do need it. That's like a lot of people don't agree with me on that, but
people are scared nowadays, though, to even discipline their
Uh,
children, to
well,
Could
even
you
raise their
imagine?
voice in public.
well,
Also, to
listen,
Could you
Q-tip,
imagine it being like when we were like I'll be 47 Tuesday, and I can remember being 5 or 6, and if I did something wrong, my mom would turn around and you'd get that death stare. So then, if you started to whimper or make any noise, you'd get told, "Shut up, or I'm going to give you something to cry about." You
well,
can't
Yep.
do that to your kids nowadays.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Q-tip Betty says, "B Tim, listen to everyone. You aren't the only one with an opinion." Well, I would like to state my opinion without someone. I'm allowed to state my opinion even if it disagrees with the majority of
Who said
people.
what now? Hold up.
Q-tip
Oh,
Betty.
don't acknowledge that one, beat him.
I'm just saying, like, I'm allowed to state my opinion even if you all
Absolutely. And
disagree
I
with
was
it.
wrong for cursing. I'm sorry. This is
I knew
why
you.
I love
I
just
didn't
being
take it
with
as you
friends.
cussing at me, Tim. You were what's that called? Riled up. It was a conversation. It was a.
Yes, I didn't check my emotions. I got myself heated on that one. And I shouldn't have come at Beat Him like that. Beat Him never comes at somebody like that. I should have been more respectful. I've apologized. We're
Mhm.
okay.
Are y'all okay, B Tim?
I'm cool. I'm just saying, like, just because I have a different opinion doesn't mean I have to be quiet and just shut up for people just to
No,
say,
I respect your opinion.
I'm allowed to state my opinion, and you can disagree with it, and that's fine. But I'm going to state my opinion. As simple as that.
I like
We're
Well,
the
to
agree to disagree
opinions.
group.
who told you shouldn't?
Q-tip
Basically,
A
Betty, I
turd in
think.
the
yeah,
chat.
yeah.
A Q-tip Betty turd in the chat.
Oh
I
hell!
mean, come on, Q-tip Betty can't like take her, whatever. she's
You know what,
she's
P10?
trolling.
Named after something you put in your ear. Come on now.
I feel like this too. Like, okay, like each generation, at least in my family, like my mom got the belt, I got the wooden spoon. I didn't do any of that to my kids. Like, there was a couple, pats here and there, but nothing too serious. Because it honestly didn't work with my kids that good. Like, taking stuff away worked better, but you know what
Yeah,
I mean? Like, but there,
there's a
accountability.
balance. You
There's
gotta
no
meet.
there's no buts in an apology, like in accountability, like or
Right.
in it's it's like your kid's not the only kid out there either. You know what I mean? Like, I'm always thinking like, oh wait, did my kid do it? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't have no little angels. You know what I mean? Like, but
what happened to parent accountability for, you tell
right.
your kid, you teach your kids that you don't go to school and lay hands on Tommy, Susie, and Gina because Tommy, Susie, and Gina said you're a doo-doo head.
Right.
Y'all know what our schools do with kids that fight? They make them sign a cease and desist letter. That's
Yeah.
it.
Wow.
That's it.
Wow.
That's pretty.
Yeah, I
hardcore.
mean, like my step.
That's
I'll tell
good.
you,
Yeah,
my
I
step.
mean,
No,
you
you're
just
gonna
take
laugh.
it
No,
there.
they
What
need to be
happened
I
to
don't
fucking
me?
know.
expelled, and the parents need to be holding them
Yeah,
accountable.
yeah.
Well,
I
that
mean, like
Well,
that
they
cease
I
and
need
remember.
to do
desist
that cease and desist first, and if that doesn't
first.
work, then
Yeah, I mean,
That's
I wrote.
interesting.
I had a different situation. Basically, like I would base my stepdad would be like, if I ever got into a fight, like I remember one time I got into a street fight, and he just said, "Okay, just clean you up, and then okay, go back out there and fight that person again." Basically, that was the situation. Like
But that's not how it is now.
that's how it was for me.
Mm-mm.
That's usually
Yeah, you
like
can't do that now.
yeah, like literally, like if like I was just told by my stepdad, like if someone tries to fight you, like tries to kind of go at you, you got to be like fight them. That's the situation. We didn't file cease and desist. We basically just had
Yeah.
a fight, and then afterwards, actually, strangely enough, we would become like very like the people you would have a fist fight with, you would become friendly with afterwards because you had like a certain respect once you had like a fist fight.
Seems
like,
Your
extreme.
ass
A
to fight
cease and
crack me,
desist.
Tim.
That's how I was like. That's how it was when but I went to a very
It feels
rough
like safe
situation.
space shit to me.
What fighting?
The cease and desist thing,
Cease
or
and desist.
yeah, I
Oh.
mean, it just I can't. That's really interesting. That's really a thing. I just that's hard to wrap my head around.
I like
mean, I
it
guess I just
because
don't
you're
want to.
gonna, in your grown life, this is what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Mm,
I mean,
Right.
it's a little extreme.
You know?
I don't.
Well, it depends on the age, I guess, and if
These
they fully
kids,
understand what it
these
is.
young adults now can't handle being told no,
Yeah,
being disagreed with.
being disciplined.
It stems from somewhere, guys.
Yeah, those friggin'
Oh, look
participation
at Emmy.
trophies.
We know our little headstones and headlines as a
Just kidding.
teacher. Look at what she
Oh.
said. Remy, we currently have at least 16 kids suspended and 2 were expelled for a year.
Mm.
Wow, Emmy.
I mean, like the reason I think private fashion says I've never been in a fight in my entire life, and my kids was never in the fight, not physical fight. Yeah, but I grew up in like basically let's just say a very interesting early childhood, and it was much like the school system I went to was like jail. So basically, if someone stepped up to you and you did not fight, you would allow other people to kind of after you, like
Mm-hmm.
so that's how it was. It was different. Even on the school bus, you would have like a pecking order when you would fight on the school. So when I was young, I used to have a lot of. I had a lot of fight. I don't even know how many, but I usually had. And it was a tough one. And that's how it was. Just a different
Beat
situation.
him with a scrapper when he was young.
Yeah, I think it depends.
Yeah.
It's just such a difference in generations. You know what I'm saying? Because that's mine and your generation, B. Tim. I was taught whoop ass if you need to, and you're not in trouble as long as you
Mm-hmm.
weren't the one to start it.
Yeah,
That's
that was
it.
basically it.
I was being bullied in school.
You better not throw the first
given
punch.
the flat
Right.
tires, knocking my books out of my hand, calling me names, all that kind of stuff. And my dad said, "Just don't worry about it unless she actually touches you.
Yep.
Just ignore unless she touches you." And she pushed me one
Don't throw
day
the
walking
first.
down the hallway. I turned
Oh.
around, man. We got suspended, but I laid that bitch out, okay? My dad took me to school because I got suspended. He took me to the principal's office and he was like, "This is not happening. And you know how you get over this? You put boxing gloves on them and put them in the gymnasium." And she took her suspension. I still showed up to school, but she took hers because she was so damn fucked up. Just saying.
I was always taught you don't throw the first punch, but once they hit you, you better finish it.
Look,
I mean, I took it and
has a-
took it and
Oh.
took it.
Testicle has a good comment. Also, kids are having kids these days. Do
Yeah.
y'all know that Teen Mom franchise just pisses me off?
Oh yeah.
The
Oh,
what?
The
They-
Teen Mom.
on MTV.
Yeah.
They
Like-
claim that it
It's so
lowered
gross.
pregnancy, but I just don't.
No.
I don't see
I
that.
don't see
Yeah.
that either. I just don't. And if the teen pregnancy rate lowered, during the airing of the show, it was a fucking coincidence because a lot of kids wanted to get on reality TV. You know what I mean? And
It was kind of a
honestly,
health suicide, in my opinion.
like almost shit. I was like, why can't I be? I'm just kidding. But no, it like I don't know. Like, and now they're like 30, and the kids are like teenagers, and it's crazy.
Ellie, I wanted to tell you that when Willow barked earlier, it finally woke Mason up. So he's finally like come out of my bed. I was getting dressed and Willow chirped and Mason like
Chirped.
popped right up and was like, "Hey, who's that? I hear a pretty girl named Willow."
Do we have company, Mama?
I totally watched the show though.
You did? You watched it?
Yes, I did.
I don't know that show.
I think I watched a couple. I think I probably watched 2 seasons because that was something that my baby sister and I like. I could stomach through it. It was better than like Supernatural or the Ghost Hunter guys. So I think I powered through like 2 seasons with my baby sister, and I was just like, "Girl, do not think that this is the way to do it. It is not the way to do it. Please don't do this."
Listen, I used to watch it when I was younger too, but then I stopped watching it because it was like they kept popping out babies. Sorry, I'm responding to Zen. They kept popping out babies, and it was like, what the fuck? And y'all are paying them? Y'all are what?
So, BT, I've got a question for you.
What's up?
So, what explanation would you give me when we're talking about like kids and everything, but when you get to the adult stage, go from college sports all the way to all the professional sports, could you tell me one reason why none of those individuals, when I'm not talking no skirmish or shoving, but when they're out there actually fighting, none of those folks get charged with assault and battery? Just, I mean, if me and you were at a job, which that is a job, and we got into it, fighting and beating the hell out of each other, we'd probably both go to jail and probably get charged. When you see this on TV and these kids see that and there's no repercussions from it, I mean, that's also a numbing effect. Because none of these adults are getting in trouble. These millionaires that get out there on the court or baseball field. Or football.
How do you know it's real?
Dude, come on, man.
But I'm saying, like, how do you know it's not set up beforehand, or like they just basically like a beef to make more ticket sales?
I don't think when Nolan Ryan beat the hell out of that dude on the mound when they was both bloody faces was a bunch of fake crap.
Nolan Ryan, I never seen that. Let me see Nolan Ryan. I might be wrong.
Oh my God, he was a pitcher, and he beat the hell. He was the oldest pitcher in the league, and while he was in his late 40s, he beat the snot out of a guy.
Oh yeah, that guy rushed him on the mound, and he didn't wait. He threw the first punch, got him in the headlock, and beat the shit out of him.
I remember that, Texan.
And I mean, Nolan Ryan's he's a legend in this state. But yeah, nothing like that. None of them ever get charged, which you know.
Yeah, I'm watching it now.
That was also that was also what 30 years ago.
Well, but
if they did that today, they might.
It still happens today, though. If a pitcher does that, oh yeah, they eat them bitches out quite a bit.
I mean, maybe it's real, but maybe there's just the money. I don't know. Maybe no one wants to press charges. Maybe the cops don't want to do it. I don't know.
Look at the slap between Chris Rock and Will Smith.
Yeah, same thing.
They were looking at charges there.
Yeah,
and that wasn't fake either.
I don't know.
It's on TV. It's in front of a bunch of in-person witnesses. It's like, okay, none of these people get in trouble for fighting. And I think, I mean, if I was a kid, I'd be looking at it thinking, hell, it's all right. Just walk up and knock the hell out of somebody.
I mean, I think, like, honestly, there should be, like, you know, you're going to look at me. I think, like, there should be some sort of legalized kind of duel where you can, like, have two people just like, oh, wait, you got a beef with me. I got a beef with you. Okay, we're going to go to the arena and fight. You know, like type of deal where it's like looked at. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I think it's just how I feel with that.
Like my dad said, put him in the gymnasium, let him have it out. It'll be
Yeah,
done.
like put some boxing gloves on and maybe have like a fight with each other. I just think that would
Right,
be
but here's the
probably
problem
something
with
I would
that.
do.
The first time that one hits too hard and then they cause irreparable damage to child A causes irreparable damage to child B. Now the school system is responsible because we live in a suing society.
Yeah, that's the cease and desist comes in, right? Right away. Yeah, it's
Well,
interesting.
I don't
Instead of
know. I
working
mean,
it out in the principal's office like people used to, having kids talk to. I don't know. That's how I feel like it used to
Well, I
happen.
think that would be tried first, but what do I know?
yeah, I don't
That's
know.
just common sense. People don't seem to have it anymore, right?
I just think like I mean, obviously you're not going to have children fighting each other like 10-year-olds, but I'm saying like just I don't know. I grew up in a different situation where sign waivers, yeah, but that's just like how it was. Like, I mean, like usually it's just a different thing. Like when you had a fight with someone, you had your little fight, and sometimes you just be chilled with them afterwards because that's how it was. But different times, I guess.
There's no cameras catching everything. You know what I mean? Like you can't do any, like everybody's watching all the time. So it's like you get held accountable. Things used to happen just like when there was nothing there to document it. So
I mean, like
it was different.
Yeah, I mean, like I think also like was good was like spar. My favorite thing was also when I was in Taekwondo was sparring because you got to like actually fight people too, which is cool. I did like a couple of sparring competitions too, which was fun. But yeah,
Damn, BTM.
I
You're a
didn't.
jack of all trades, my dude.
I didn't say I won them. I think the highest
What we've learned.
was third place. I think I lost a lot of them. I asked her.
That's okay.
Hey, third place is still placing,
Builds
buddy.
character, my guy.
You're still getting a
You know
trophy.
what I do? I have a down leather couch and I just beat the shit out of them cushions. I beat the shit out of them cushions and I feel better.
I'm 4'11" and I
Flip
knew
it.
Listen. Also, it's just like I don't know. I mean, like I used to watch boxing matches with my stepdad. We used to like just watch people fight. We used to,
I have never
what I mean?
been
Like,
in a
Crimes in
fight.
Fashion is only 4'11". She looks a hell of a lot taller.
It's the
You're
heels.
betting tight.
It's the heels. It's the heels. We all know it's the heels.
Aw. She's
I
cute,
would never have
son.
known you were a tiny little thing, Crimes in Fashion. I thought you were like 5'11"
Wait a minute.
and very, very lithe.
Well, she's
Very
wait a
young.
minute. Wait a minute. She's the I wear 5'6" heels. Oh, okay. Wait a minute. She's almost the same height as Dolly. Maybe we can get that $10,000 match going. He'll fight a woman that's like 5 foot.
Is this the same one? I'm not that familiar. Who had heels on panel just the other
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. You know
Yeah.
what? She looks taller because she's all legs.
She is.
Right? I mean,
She got
I'm not
some
the only one
fine
that,
legs.
I'm not the only one that thought that this woman was not like 4'11", am I? Because like she looks like she's tall.
That's her
Oh.
legs. She sits in that chair and you see them long legs.
She says, "OMG, beat him. That's going to leave a mark." Yeah. LOL.
Uh-oh. Jones and Daddy's telling on you.
What?
You were pregnant? You were fighting a man while pregnant at the racetrack.
What?
God.
That sounds like a Jonesy
Girl.
if I ever heard
That's
one.
Jonesy. That's our girl.
Did you lose a bet on a horse?
No,
What the
not
fuck?
that kind of. It's a drag race show, and not
Oh.
drag race. Oh my God,
What? Drag
Like
race?
Cars.
She's like,
track-
I got pregnant.
Cars.
track, like cars.
cars drag race. Yeah, not like drag, not RuPaul. And
It would have been more interesting if it was.
I know. I bet. Well,
Your
I
dad's out here straight snitching on you right now, huh?
I know, and now I got to explain it. Okay,
I thought-
listen. There's like this fence line because it's held at the racetrack, right? Atlanta Motor Speedway. And there's this fence line, and a lot of people would post up at the fence line in chairs and whatnot. And then there's the bleachers for other people if they want. Well, I was early pregnant, so it's not like I was like showing, and you know what I'm saying. It was early.
Mhm.
And we were at the racetrack, and somebody in the crowd above us was drunk and kept throwing stuff down at us at the fence line. And so somebody said something to them, and they just kept doing it. So then eventually one of our buddies turned around. My hubby turned around. They're like, what the fuck? And this group, not one man, not two men, this group stood up and started charging down the bleachers. So I got in where I fit in because ain't nobody finna whoop my man's ass in
I
front of
got
me.
in where I fit
He
in.
was
I
fighting
love it.
like 2 or 3 dudes. Hell no.
Oh my
Oh my
god.
god.
Who won?
And then they got kicked out. And then they was waiting for us in the parking lot with guns.
Oh my
Oh
god.
gosh.
Was this the cartel?
No.
That was the meeting of
No,
Joe
they're
Biden
nice.
cartel, though.
Cartel's nice, yeah.
Cartel is not. That's the first time I've heard someone say the cartel.
They give you ice cream or something, right?
Sodas.
But yeah, of
So-
course.
You brought up right, huh?
On them.
That's why
They go to my church.
Look, Pecan Pie says some of
Either.
you act like you've never gotten to a skirmish at the racetrack, and it shows.
Yeah,
I know,
true.
right, Pecan? Like shit.
The only time I've actually almost gotten to a skirmish was in I think I was like 15 or whatever. Whenever Spider-Man came out, I think the movie. And then basically me and my friends used to go to the theater all the time. And I think what happened was this kid kept on lying, saying I was kicking his chair, and I was like, no, I'm not kicking your chair, kid. I'm just like. And he was just basically fibbing, so his dad would try to attack me. So his dad stood up and tried to yell at me, and then I stood up with a bunch of my friends, and then he just sat down immediately when he saw there was 10 of us and we were about to jump him.
He was like,
But-
oh
He knew
Oh
he
my
was
God,
setting his
Tim's
kid
a
up to get
hood.
picked on.
B. Tim said fibbing.
He
You
was
don't
lying.
lie
I
till
was
you're
not
an adult.
kicking. I was not kicking that kid's chair, and I think I was a kid. I was like 15 or 14. I don't know. But this full-grown man wanted to beat me up, and then one of my friends just stood up and be like, "Okay." And we almost got into a fight at the Spider-Man
Bring
movie
it on.
theater.
Want some?
Why
Get
do I
some.
feel like
Spider-Man.
I'm gonna
Why
fight
do
a
I feel
grown
like
man,
Tim-
but I'm calling the police on that possum.
That was different.
This is his second
Shark.
incident.
Listen,
Jeez.
we don't. I thought that was a rat or something. I'm like, listen,
Yeah, with teeth.
Did it show you his teeth?
yes, he did.
Yes.
Yeah,
that fucking
That's
thing.
pretty intimidating.
Did he lunge at you though, or no?
No, he did not
Oh,
lunge
okay.
at me. I opened up
was-
the can. I didn't know what to do. I mean,
You
like,
jump back
listen.
though, for sure. Did you jump back? I feel like you jump back.
I'm beginning to think that B. Tim might be a member of either the Jets or the Sharks, like on West Side Story.
I'm thinking so too. New York City setting. Like,
yeah,
Yep,
totally.
Yep.
Speed
Totally.
Tim versus the possums.
A gang of young boys jumping people,
I
getting in
didn't
fights
jump
over
that
chicken
person,
soup.
but that if a
Almost.
full-grown man was about to attack
You
me,
would have.
they
right?
would not be sitting around letting the guy beat me up. So it's simple as that. Because I was definitely not going to win that fight. if that guy
your
was-
words, not hers, BT.
Right.
Oh my gosh, you're
I can
wild.
see B. Tim and his little group going through the streets, snapping their fingers.
After watching his little Spider-Man movie.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
Snapping.
Snapping his fingers.
Like West Side Story.
oh my god.
Really good, Jeff.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
After watching Underdogs.
Oh my god, I'm dead.
I couldn't.
That never happened.
Oh, that
That's
never
funny.
happened.
Yeah, right. It did.
No, it did not.
Yeah, it did.
No, it did not.
You totally did.
Ellie.
Oh, yes, yeah, did.
Yes.
Yeah, did.
Yeah, it did. Oh, God.
I see him playing checkers. Do you like checkers, B. Tim?
Chess, actually.
Oh yeah. Me and my dad
Yeah,
play
he
chess
wouldn't
too.
play checkers. He plays chess.
Yeah, chess is actually a lot more fun. I used to play a lot of chess, actually.
Do you go to the park and try to
Oh,
beat
on
those
those-
guys in the park?
I love seeing those guys.
I usually did in school, and it was I usually went to for lunch. I would go to play in the
Chess
chess
club.
club. Yeah,
Mhm.
pretty much.
my nephew does that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like hangman myself.
Damn, that is something we actually got in common, B10. I can't believe it.
Do you play chess?
Played a lot younger days.
Yeah, it's a good game. I mean, I like that. I used to read little strategy books and stuff like that. Tim was
Yeah.
no, I was never on the debate club.
My dad
actually.
had those little strategy books too. I I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, well, I used to go to like the library, and like it was the only time it was actually like free. Like you have to realize when you're growing up poor, it's like basically the library was the only place that was free. So you go there for like I don't even think they had. I think later on they used to have VHR tapes like you can rent from there, but from the library. But that was much later. But I used
Later
to get
on,
books
yeah.
yeah, I used to get a lot of books from the library.
I remember getting books in the library, yeah. And like microfilm, remember you had to like look for your
Oh
articles.
yeah.
I fucking owe way too much on my library card. I
They would
can't
have like
go.
Library Forgiveness Day. Do you guys have that?
Yep.
Yeah, that was like the coolest thing ever. I'd bring stuff back from like, yeah, it's like I don't think they do that shit anymore because people would probably take advantage of it. You know? Oops, Willow.
Ellie,
would.
my glue came.
It's great, right? Isn't it?
I
awesome
haven't tried
glue?
it.
How
I
could
was
you not
working
try
on
it
a
right
couple-
away?
I didn't have anything to glue, and of course, you know me, I'm not going to waste just random paper.
Yeah,
together.
just trying. Yeah.
But it arrived.
What is it?
It's my
It's
new
just-
glue.
It's like very special glue. It's just like I don't know what it is. It's called art glitter glue, but it's not for glitter. It's for paper. It makes it like not bubbly and stuff. Like if you use paper, it's just really dry. It's like I don't know what it is about. It's like very special glue. That's all I can say.
Life-changing glue. It's
Mhm.
the glue
Okay,
that
what
Ellie-
kind of
Sounds
glue
like
is
a
it?
walking, talking catalog.
Ellie,
Yeah,
it's the glue that Ellie's and my friendship is built on.
the art
Can
glitter
you
glue
Mod
on the
Podge
right. I
with
haven't
it?
tried the other stuff. I think they're similar though. That's what I've
This
heard.
is very
right?
similar to this from all
Yeah.
the reviews.
Oh,
But this is the glue that Ellie told me a long time ago to get
Yeah.
because it would change
When I heard
my
that she
life.
does paper, because like with paper, like you get like a lot of bubbles and stuff if like you use regular glue. But this
Yep.
glue, I don't know what it is about it. It's like perfect. Everybody, go get it.
Oh.
I don't work for the
What is
company.
it?
you do.
I don't.
You
And
do.
I've
There
only
it
got my
is.
first bottle. It lasts forever. Also,
Sure.
you know.
Yeah,
Sure.
for
Yeah.
$20, I got these 2 bottles and a
But
really
what
nice.
is it?
It's glue that's really good for like
No,
paper.
who makes it? What is
Oh,
it? If I
it's
want to
called
get
art glitter glue. If you look on
Okay.
Amazon, art
Thank you.
glitter glue, but it doesn't have anything to do with glitter. It's just called art glitter glue.
it,
Okay,
Art
there's
Glitter
our
is the brand. It's a designer dries clear adhesive.
can you use it on glass?
You can use it on everything.
Okay.
Everything. It says, hang on. I'm old.
Aren't we
He's
all?
on. Use with art glitter, glass beads, fantasy film, and fiber elements. Adheres to hard plastic, metal, feathers, wood, shells, canvas, 100% cotton. Does not stick to UV, waxy, or lacquer coated surfaces.
Johnson, you got 5 membership from Steph B, by the way.
So there's that.
I did. Who?
Yes. Steph B.
Steph. You stop it. Thank you.
So I found some old letters
morning,
from
Willow.
my dad. Okay? And voices, I want to take his old letters, sections of his handwriting, and put them on a big clear glass like candle holder, hurricane.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you can Mod Podge it.
Oh.
Well, that gives me bubbles like Ellie's talking about.
Cody Jones, your dad, sent you $20 super chat. Says, I'm proud of my stand her ground scrappy little girl.
Oh my God.
B Tim is done talking about glue.
Thank you, Dad.
I want to talk about
Hold on, let's do the super chats real quick. Jones and thank y'all.
Do you see my avatar?
I did. But that's Bullhorn Betty's character.
Oh, the one she was doing. Yeah.
Oh, the caricature.
I played with it a little though.
It's beautiful.
You made the color of the hair just right.
I added some
Oh, it's
stringy hair
perfect.
and some potholes. What?
Oh my God, Lippy made a video. I'm gonna probably have to watch it afterwards.
Who did?
Lippy.
She clipped Dolly Vision making more sense than Bullhorn Betty. Why the hater channels are mad.
Ooh, can we
What?
watch that?
I mean, like, here's Lippy's channel, by the way, guys. Support Lippy. She's a nice content creator. I'm just putting it down there, and I can put it on, but I'm just like, I haven't, like, it's just interesting that fucking Dolly's making more sense than Betty.
That is interesting.
The child
Finish
advocate.
this one, Joneson.
Oh, hold on. Let me
Who
exit
refers to
this
them being
one.
euthanized?
That
Yeah,
is so cute.
I think it's not hard to be sound smarter than the Bullhorn Betty on this count.
That's turning
It's
out
a
really good. Hold on, beat him. That's turning
cosplay
out really
piece.
good.
It's a cosplay piece for a. I guess it's an upside down teapot. I don't know what it goes for, but they did it both sides, and then it's got the crystals on it.
That's super cute.
So I can't put it all the way together because then it won't fit in the envelope to ship, and I don't want it to get ruined. But yeah, I got
Right.
that finished yesterday.
Is that a headband?
Yes,
Cool.
I thought it was pretty cool. I took apart a Easter Bunny headband. Anyway, sorry.
Repurpose.
All right, go ahead, beat him. And now he's gone. He's watching that video.
He's like, you don't want to watch it? I'm watching it.
He's like,
I want to watch it.
did you see like Hartley clipped like duty Ron like with the whole trial stuff? He's like a dog. He was like a German Shepherd, I think, or something, or dog, some kind of dog.
Yeah, canine.
It was so cute. It was so funny.
Canine unit.
I'm like, poor duty Ron. He's getting. I mean, it was like a positive thing. You know, he's just talking about Bullhorn and other like the streaming of the trial and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because she is still gung ho about doing it tomorrow.
And
Well,
he's
by the
been
way, I have the
very,
video in the
very
back.
vested in this case. Very vested. His group and him put out their own money for the billboards when these boys were missing. I mean, he's really invested in these
Yeah.
boys.
All right, so this is from Lippy. She does like clips and stuff like that. So probably people should subscribe to Lippy.
Yes, make sure to go
We love
show
Lippy.
her some love.
I would probably watch it again afterwards. Just so we're gonna play. It's 20 minutes, but we'll probably stop it after a while. But it's just interesting.
All we had yesterday was like I have a lobster biscuit soup, and I came in and I dropped everything, and I just crawled into bed.
So that's Betty here. Dolly's over here, and as usual, crew. You got paper cut. You got this guy who sticks giant amounts of wood in his mouth or something. I don't know his name. You got the usual crew.
Can we call him Woodchuck?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to make. I just think he has like a jaw problem. So I always see him with the. I don't know his name.
Yeah.
It's this guy.
Chewing on the stick.
The reason why people are so pissed off at me is because I called to the courthouse. I thought there was things with the phone system, and so I called to the courthouse, told them who I was, what I wanted to do, and told them I was trying to find the actual stream as opposed to being on the voice or on the telephone.
And for what case is this for?
This is for the West case. Well,
The
apparently,
in Orson West, the boys?
yes.
Okay.
Apparently, there's an order saying that you can only record, we can only release the opening arguments, the closing arguments, and the verdict, but everything else we can listen to, we just can't restream. So they all these roaches came charging into my room. Of course, I didn't believe them because naturally I just called the courthouse.
I mean, no harm. This is from Leave It to Bieber. Says, I mean, no harm. This is important. You're not allowed to restream it. You're only allowed to take notes and listen to that. That's it.
She
Okay?
blocked me that day.
So,
I was trying to like tell
Bieber,
her. She got
Leave It to
blocked.
Beaver has been following the Classic and Sincere case since it first came out.
Yeah.
And when she was a very tiny channel with like 3 people in the chat. She followed that one, the Orrin and Orson case. She also followed Xavier Harrelson in the Cash Gernan case, all of that. So, I mean, when she's doing this, Bieber's coming from a place of, like, seriously, she comes from a place of justice for the kids.
Yeah.
I've known
Yeah,
Bieber
just
for a very long time.
House, they walked me through and set all this stuff up with me. So
Why
naturally,
would it-
I'm not listening to these roaches.
Uh-huh.
And of course, them coming in and screaming at me. They do that all the time. So I wouldn't listen to them anyways because of their conduct.
Uh-huh.
Well, I called out of the courthouse because right when I started streaming, it was going into the lunch break. So I called out of the courthouse again. And it sounded like the lady that walked me through all this that I spoke to that picked up the phone. And she's like, and she was really sweet. And she's like, I really need to get you to the right person. So I think she realized that she might have provided me inappropriate information. I don't think it was her fault, but still, it's something for everybody to be upset with.
So the information is
It
out
lasts
there for the
2
public,
seconds. It's
but
not a
no
big deal.
individual can share it. Is that what you're saying to me?
We can all watch it independently. We just can't restream it.
Oh, gotcha.
So,
Okay, so if I went to the site right now, I can watch and listen to everything. I just can't watch and listen to you play it.
right,
Okay,
exactly.
I got you.
So it's a really stupid rule. I mean, honestly,
When did they I guess they own the rights to the audio. I guess it's
no,
their
it's not
property.
that. It's just a court order. It's up to the judge's discretion. But every order they were giving me just basically said it was up to the judge's discretion, and the judge was playing it. So I assumed that was his discretion. He's obviously
Wow,
playing.
that's a weird rule, man. I never heard nothing that's out in the
Right,
public.
right.
Holy
Yeah.
shit, she assumed.
Could you listen?
She assumed that because the
I heard
judge was
that.
playing it, she was okay. Wait a minute, Betty. I thought you got special permission from the DA to stream it.
To it and talk about it? Could you verbatim like go listen to it and then recite it?
Bingo.
Yeah, I mean, like I get not sharing it, but could you listen to it and come back and tell your viewers, hey,
Absolutely.
this is what's
I could
going on?
literally be sitting there with an earbud in my ear giving a play-by-play, and it'll be all above.
Well, I ain't saying like complete, like, but just in general, you can listen to it and tell your viewers. They don't have a problem with people doing that, right?
Right. Well, it doesn't matter whether they have a problem with it. What all that matters is what's in that court order. And so they said the courts. I called the court, so they sent me the court order directly. And since, of course, me telling everybody that we're going to be doing live coverage on Monday, even my mods are like, don't restream that. I never said I'm restreaming. But we are doing live coverage of the case, so everybody's assuming that I'm going to break the rules and start playing
like
channel. But I'm a very clever, person.
Yeah, like I used to do play-by-play for the UFC fights back in the day, and I never showed the fights. I just figured people were watching the fights, and I was just talking through it.
Right.
So I mean, if that's weird. I thought when it was out in the public that you could share anything out in the general public.
Right, but that's why everybody's so mad. If you're asking why is everybody so hot, it's because of that. It's because
I didn't even hear about that one, Betty. Really.
Yeah.
What I heard about was something about kids being you said something about kids or something.
No,
Young
but
kids,
I can't help
murderers.
the facts. I can't help the facts. So here's what it is: the Marion 3. It's sad to say that the victims of that, the 3 people that died, they were all 6 of them were part of this band of kids that were robbing people.
Mm-hmm.
And one set of kids turned on the other set of kids, and it's upsetting to me because it seems like the set of kids that got executed, pending the identity of the third male, because they never released the third male, appears that all the white kids in this band of 6 were gunned down by the black kids. And I'm sorry, it's an obvious. There's nothing. You or Betty didn't make these facts up.
Yeah, but
Right.
So what? I mean, here's the thing on law: if you're charged as a juvenile, as an adult, you commit a crime, you're charged as an adult. Can they not execute you, give you the death penalty in this country? I'm not positive of the law
Well,
myself. I'm saying if you're charged as an adult, I know as a minor they cannot give you the death penalty, but if they charge you as an adult, can they give you the death penalty or just life in prison?
No, it depends on the age of the child, if I remember. There's some kind of a Supreme Court decision that came out that said it was unconstitutional to give a child the death penalty.
Right.
So it really depends on their age. So what you see is most of these kids that commit these violent
Well,
crimes.
but once you say you're charging somebody as an adult, they're no longer a child.
But it still has the Supreme Court's based on age, not
It is.
Even though they committed the crime as a minor, they're charged as an adult, they still hold them as a minor as in life in prison.
Yeah. There was
Okay.
some sort of Supreme Court decision. I can't remember which one, but I remember when it came
So you
out.
weren't saying, I mean, I know the hate telling me, like, but you were just saying these bad kids, they deserve the death, that did these things deserve the death penalty, basically.
They deserve the death penalty, and I was very cautious and said, I don't want
How old are the kids? I have no clue. So I'm just.
The oldest child is 17 years old. The oldest victim is 17
Oh, that's
years
an
old.
adult in most states. You
Yeah.
know, like you in the South, 16, you an adult. You go to prison.
One of the assailants was only 12.
Okay, yeah, you don't execute that kid. He's 12 years old.
this at?
Marion County,
But
Florida.
17 to me, 17 in some states you're legal. You can get married, all kinds of shit. You're a grown man at 17. You know right from wrong. I think at that age, yeah, at that age, if you're charged as an adult.
I disagree. 17 still under 18. I'm just saying.
You're like,
This is rich.
Remember, your brain's not developed.
yeah, right. I mean,
This is
Yeah.
so rich listening to these two with their long criminal histories, discuss like death penalty and who should be charged for what. I mean,
If you
come
rewind
on.
a little, and she's talking about the ones who were exterminated, as she says, by
Yeah.
the others, and how she throws race in there. If I put that together in my brain, I best not say it on Jones's channel, but it sounds to me like she thinks it's okay for them to be.
Yeah, that's what True Crime Dime says. So Dolly
Or-
thinks 17-year-old girls are,
eugenics.
I'm just saying,
That's
like,
what she's saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
No, Betty, I'm saying is saying like pretty much like we should like choose. We could like she's saying, yeah, I won't even say it.
Okay,
She's
basically,
saying
but
these
here,
people killed white people and that they should be exterminated is what she's just said in my mind.
Okay, you're not properly thinking. No, what happened is that she basically discussed how like these like bad kids are just bad, just like dogs. You got to put them down like dogs or something like
Like their
that.
genes are bad or something.
No.
I don't know. I was
Why?
like,
Kids,
She specified white and black. She specified
yes,
it,
she did.
and then she said it.
Rain is right on this. She
But good,
specified
yeah, because
good
it's
kids versus bad kids.
yeah.
good
I
and
think
bad.
she
But
also
they said they were
mentioned
all
something
bad, though. Didn't she say that they were all part of this gang, though? You know, in
She
one
did,
part.
but she also said that the
She's confusing. She's very
Mhm.
confusing.
Well, she can't keep her shit straight, so it makes it hard for us to keep her shit straight.
Yeah, let me see. Let's continue.
You know what I'm saying? If I sat on your jury and you was facing the death penalty and you did something heinous, depending on the circumstances,
Yeah. And
But I
then,
would say at 17, you know right from wrong.
and of course, there's still underage kids with the Trenton case too.
But definitely know, kids that, when they're young, their brains ain't completely developed. They can be misguided, misled. There's a lot of reasons you probably shouldn't execute young offenders, But there's in this world we live in, there is some young people, especially when you get to teenage ages like 16, 17, that do some of the most heinous, crazy shit. And, as a society, what do we do with that? Because you're 2 years older, we can give you the death penalty or put you, I just say, life in prison for people under 18. You're just never going to get out. As far as
And that's
executing
basically what it
lethal
is.
injection, probably not. Save that for people that are over 18 that commit crimes. But I don't know. You caught some heat for that one. I see a lot of people talking about that one. I wasn't completely sure what the case was about and what you was referring to.
Well, it also might be the Trenton case because all the kids, that's the Glenn County, Georgia, where because I just came from Lilani, but before that I went to Glenn County. And that one was with all the kids. There was a house, like a party house, and they tortured this boy. And the kids haven't been arrested yet they have videotape of this kid being taped to a chair, urinated on, spray painted.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Underage,
I saw that too.
Wow.
Not far from me. It's only about an hour and a half from me. That the one thing that's really bad is that the young people that do go into prison and do get out, once they've had that violent experience, right? They go into a violent environment and then they come out and sometimes they're even worse than they were. Because you know what I mean? It's just it's almost like there's not a win-win there at all.
No, and it's the public that going to prison. Now, granted, I do believe there are just some people that are don't need to be around society, but I don't think that heavy punishment should be for everybody. And me personally feel that judges should have to go to prison in order to provide that kind of sentencing because they don't know what they're providing to people. And some petty crimes are getting 10 years, and to me, that is institutionalizing somebody. You've got a petty crime, and now you're going to make a hardened criminal out of this person, as opposed to getting them the help they need. Are they having financial problems? Do they have a drug problem? Do they have a mental problem?
Wait, True Time says she wasn't talking about death penalty. She was said euthanized as in no court, no due process. She was saying kids she thinks are bad should just go. Yeah, you're right, True Time.
Yeah.
Face my yeah, what do you think so far? So far, we haven't gotten to the whole dog situation yet. It goes into much later.
What I think is, I wish I would have seen this panel.
You would have jumped on. Be like, let me on.
I sure as fuck would have. And you know what? Dolly would have let me too.
Yeah, let me the fuck up.
It was like
Dolly.
really late at night. It was like early. I watched part of this because it was early for Betty, and late for them. You know.
Yeah, so like 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning.
That's like when Ellie and I are going to bed as West Coast people.
Johnson, you need those headphones. You need those headphones this lady has.
You got me fucked up.
You need those. That would be amazing if you came
so lame.
With the cat ears and the glowing. You definitely.
That's so lame. Now give me some raccoon ears and I'll wear them.
I'm sure they have raccoon ear headphones. I'm sure of that. Or chicken ears.
Do they have elephant ear ones?
Let me see. Raccoon ear headphones. Let's see.
I would so be a trash panda. Raccoon ear headphones.
Raccoon ear headphones. Oh shit, they do have them.
They do? Do they light up?
They don't light up, but they basically.
I don't fucking want them then.
Research it.
We gotta research. We gotta.
Do they have koala bear ears?
Light up raccoon
headphones. Glowing raccoon. Glowing raccoon headphone. ear headphones. Let's see. Well, they have a unicorn, they have a deer, they have cats, they have.
I'll take the unicorn.
Do they have a
I'll take the
possum?
unicorn.
Do they have a possum?
Possum, they have like little ears, though. They're like little
Tim,
ratty
you're next
ears.
up on the list for a possum. I downloaded your SVG file.
Jesus Christ. Let me see. They have a lot of. There's a lot of cat people. A lot of cat ears. I have to say, a lot of cat ears. My Little Pony. Let me see.
No, no, I would never. No, thank you.
We're gonna
I
get
don't
you a
like how big
unicorn.
and bright they are on the ears. Now, if it was just the cat ear part, I could dig that, but the headphone part is too much.
Okay, we're gonna have to get you raccoon ears that you could just put on your hat then.
I really, I don't think that the prisons are
I know
for
a bitch
everyone.
that can
And I'm
make
sorry,
them
that's
for
just how
you.
I believe.
Well, I mean, we can go
Right.
into the same kind of scenario with kids too, because it depends on the kid's upbringing, what kind of environment they were created in. You know what I'm saying? Their parents and then their actions. We gotta judge these kids that do horrible things on a little bit on their upbringing, like what made them be the little monsters that they are. You know, and there's reasons for it. All kids. I don't think a kid is born bad. You know what I'm saying? I think a kid can take a bad path. You know what I'm saying? But I think with the right people and the right love and the right people around any kid, they will do great in life. I honestly believe that.
Okay, so
More than you need anything in this world is love. If you got somebody that loves you and cares about you, you'll be fine.
It's because of my euthanization comments. So I basically said that I was talking about the kids, and I basically said there are kids and adults that are too violent for saving. That they need to be, that just like caged dogs, you have dogs that are vicious.
But when you say kids,
ourselves, and
but when you say kids, that ain't the adult mind. You see what I'm saying? If you're a kid that is an adult,
Oh my
kid,
God.
young adult,
Oh my God! We're in the Twilight
Oh my
Zone.
God.
We agree. I agree.
Did hell freeze over?
What?
When you say kids, Betty, you don't mean the adult mind, do you?
Holy shit!
You know what I mean?
See, every once in a while, like Dolly sometimes isn't so bad, you know.
What?
No, he's not. And that's what I'm saying, Ellie. I get so much hell. But Ellie's right there with me. She
Yeah, I
feels
watch him
what I
sometimes.
feel.
Yeah,
Oh my God!
About
he's not
Dolly?
the worst.
I love
I
you
do
two
the worst
girls,
of
but
them.
I cannot relate to you on this factor.
Yeah, I don't relate.
All this man
That's
screams is
okay.
gross horny.
That's okay. I understand why people don't want to fuck with him at all. But there was
Yeah.
another thing. I think it was the campus shooting or something like that. He was talking about it, and I was like, wow, like this is the kind of stuff he was saying with that. And so this is like the second time I've agreed with him. It's crazy. We're in the
You know what?
Twilight Zone.
I appreciate the fact that you're willing to take one for the team and watch and monitor, because then I come watch you for it, because otherwise I wouldn't know what he's doing over
Listen.
here. So I personally appreciate you.
Listen, Chelsea,
You're welcome.
you're sleeping too much. Lippy caught this whole video, this whole live, and you didn't get it. You're like
BTM, it's 3:00 in the morning.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
It does.
This is
I'm
the
not
Whatever,
staying
sit
up
down,
for no
listen.
fucking
No.
YouTuber.
You should
Fuck
have your
them.
you should have your husband like doing shifts. Like you sleep for 12 hours.
No, you
and
got
he
me
does,
fucked up.
You gotta do it that way. This is ridiculous, Jones, and you're not getting this.
And see, he likes to say clip channels like to stalk and harass, and you wake up and the first thing you look up is that creator. You're wanting to look and see what they've done for that day. And I'm like, I didn't even know this happened until just now. The fuck out of here. Not all of us do that. Go ahead.
Silence.
go. And yeah, I get it. But saying kid itself is saying that this mind is not fully developed. To me, that's what a kid is. It's a person that his mind is not fully developed.
Yeah, when it comes to these children, there are some kids that are just horrible, rotten apples. And I'm sorry, I'm not going to sit here and kowtow to, a PC or a bleeding heart. I'm talking about violent people that take another life.
Yeah.
That it had no consequences or no conscience of taking another person's life. They will never be the same again. You got Aiden Fauci. Do you think that boy will ever be able to walk among us? Of course not.
No.
There are just some children out there that are truly pure.
He's had that girl 104 times. It was so horrible. That was so horrible. I mean, I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. I get it. And I see where people would be upset about what you're saying too. You know, it's one of those double-edged swords. Yeah, crime in this country is bad. there are some really horrible kids doing really, really horrible things. But the key word is this: are they kids or are they adults? If they're kids, we don't euthanize kids. We try to fix our kids.
Yeah,
If
I
they're
never said
adults,
euthanize them. I just
if
said that
they're adults,
there's
then
something.
we treat them like adults and they get the punishment that adults get. That's just how I feel about it. You know.
We also have to remember some of these kids are gang affiliated. These
Oh
kids,
my God. Can we like clip that?
Yeah,
Can we clip that? That is the most sensical thing I've ever heard this moron say.
That's what I'm saying. It's
Oh my
crazy.
God. And you know what the craziest thing? Betty's still trying to argue her point instead of just saying, "Oh,
Yeah.
okay, it's like,
Yeah.
oh, he's got you beat 100%. He just literally."
I mean, Dolly, you're the broken clock that was right twice today.
Oh my
Maybe
God.
3 times. Uh-oh. Maybe it was 2 days. Broken clocks.
Jesus Christ, Dolly, what is happening? Like, you need to like do this more.
Dolly, get
See?
your girl.
Do
She's
this
off the chain. Get
more.
her back on the chain. Come on, shake some sense back into her.
Stop bothering Savage with your bullshit. Stop with the trap and just have sensible like discussions and stuff like that, and stop back and being a tragedy pimp, and you probably wouldn't know one would be having problems with you.
See, Angie Carter likes Dolly too in the chat. She's confessing.
Well, Angie Carter, you got on the blacklist.
Well, that's okay.
No blacklist, no
We're
list.
putting her on the blacklist
No
just with
list.
Elliot Johnson.
Everybody is allowed
No
to have a
list.
guilty pleasure
I'm
now and
joking,
then.
I'm
We'll just keep an eye on her.
Watch, that's gonna be Laura.
I don't hate you.
On Kick. She's gonna.
I understand.
She's gonna have a live on Kick screaming, "Look, they have a list on all the people that watch."
If there's was a list, you'd definitely be on top of
I'm waiting.
I'm waiting.
I'm waiting.
I'm waiting.
She goes, I'll wait.
I'll wait for that list.
I'll wait.
That was
Dolly
joke,
is also a
by the way.
whore dog.
Wait.
Yeah, obviously Dolly's a whore dog.
I mean, okay, Queen's gonna go live in just a little bit, so we need to get through this video.
some of these kids come from different countries. They don't think anything twice about robbing, R-ing, or
Because
killing someone. And
they
I'm
don't-
sorry, you can't.
Some of these
tell
kids
truth
don't
from
know
those
no
kids.
better though. Some of the kids don't know no better because it's all their whole life is kind of this. You know what I'm saying? They're brought up in a world that we don't understand.
But we can apply that same standard to adults because they came from childhood, right? They had
Yeah.
a bad childhood. This is all they know. They were taught this, and we can apply that to everybody. But it doesn't matter. There's a lot of kids out there that have horrible environments, horrible homes, and they're not out murdering people or torturing people.
Right.
Yeah, and I think there's a certain age that you ain't a kid anymore. You know what I'm saying? But that age is not, that's in the like late teenagers. Once you hit 16, 17 years old, I think of your decisions. You made adult decisions. You should pay adult consequences. Any younger than that, yeah, let's put you in some juvenile stuff. Let's get you some help. Let's try to fix you.
Right.
Kind of situation,
And I'm all about getting them before they get to that point. But it's unfortunately, we have to be realistic. I'm realistic.
Yeah, I just think this: you can take the worst kid on this planet, and you can put that kid around good people and a lot of love, and that kid will turn out to be a good kid.
There are cases that would happen, just like vicious dogs. There's cases where you can retrain a vicious dog. And
I think that's what people are mad at you about, Betty.
She just doubled down on that.
No, that is triple. That is actually quadrupled down. That's the fourth time she's doubled down. She's downed on that statement.
Yeah,
and that's the third time Dolly's come at her with absolute logical sense.
Yeah, I think
my
the
God,
problem
what is
is you shouldn't compare children to dogs. That's the main issue too. Children are not dogs.
You're like comparing kids to dogs. You know what I'm saying? It's a big jump to dogs to people. There's a big jump there.
We're all animals. We're all mammals. We're no different.
I get it. I get that. But that's like.
They'll twist my words around, and I stand by what I say. They're just my statement.
Hold on.
Turtle Island.
Pause.
Right?
Okay, we're all mammals, but there's a difference between us and the other wildlife. We live in a civilized society that since the time of knuckle dragging people that we've worked hard to assimilate into a culture, Betty.
I'm waiting, Betty. I'm just doing the Laura thing. I'm just joking. Anyway.
Thank you, Betty.
You probably next one get voted off. I mean, yeah, you're still there for now.
It would be, guys. It would be. It was fun being on the island.
Yeah. You might win season 3. I don't think you're getting this one.
You know what? People are going to find a way to be mad at me, but I'm always going to speak my truth, and nobody's going to change who I am as a person. I love people, but I take a realistic approach to things, so people can be upset. And I know Dolly does too. Dolly, every now and again, you know, he says something that gets him in a little bit of hot water, but it goes along with that. I mean, you're not going to agree with your creator 100% of the time, all the time. It's just an unrealistic expectation.
Yeah, occasionally I'll say something stupid. You know, occasionally.
What are you trying to say, Doc?
Occasionally.
Damn.
I think it's more.
Grandma just said it. Grandma just said that we should euthanize Betty, and then our whole problem would be solved.
No,
For sure.
Grandma was listening. Grandma
Well,
said,
isn't she glad that people with all of her 42 charges and her mama that she beat up and had to get a restraining order didn't feel like she needed to be euthanized? Or she
I
threatened
ain't
to
saying
kill
nothing. I'm
police.
saying all of it. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying all of it. I'm just, you know, I'm saying all of it. It got nothing to do with me. I'm Bennett, ain't in it.
Nobody's going to
And my
make
name's
Betty
Bennett.
walk the plank, right? We won't make you walk the plank, Betty.
Actually, I think it'd be fun.
To walk the plank?
Oh my
Jonesy,
God.
you just got more memberships. Lovely Jem just dropped you memberships.
Oh shit.
What just happened?
Betty
Jen.
said it would be fun to walk the plank.
Jen says she's giving you 5 memberships. That's what Voices say.
Oh, thank you, Jen.
Oh.
Let's play.
And also, your dad gifted a membership as well.
Oh, thank you,
I
Dad.
love
Let's
Jen.
play Bullhorn.
But anyway.
Jones and thank y'all.
I love how supportive your parents are with your YouTube channel. That is so sweet.
They're good people. They're good parents.
Yeah. I see.
Yeah.
I don't get to vote in the game, Betty. I don't get to vote. So it's the people. It's the people.
I'm gonna have to come. I'm gonna call in and see if I get the golden egg.
You better pray for that egg. You better pray for that egg.
Why is up in the hands of a friendly?
Oh, now I remember what I was saying. Basically, like Paper Cut Tina's telling that Betty's gonna walk the plank. Is Paper Cut Tina watching Savage Live Media like secretly? Because that's like something they say all the time, walking the plank. Makes you wonder. I'm gonna have to like check if she's actually like lurking in like Savage Live Media's fucking lives. That'd be hilarious.
Shiver me timbers, Betty. You're gonna have to walk Dolly's plank.
Walk the plank.
Betty, I voted you to be on the island.
Thank you, love. Thank you.
You know
Now pray for the golden egg. Now pray for the golden egg.
I'm going to guarantee I kick one player in the eggs, and I'm going to sell every last one of them eggs.
Oh my god.
Instantly.
Oh my gosh,
Here we
Mandy,
go.
you just
They
scared
all
me to
go.
death, girl.
Haters, y'all save y'all's money.
You're a
I'm getting
button.
Eddie off the island.
You know what?
I'm gonna be rich, bitch.
You know what? It would make my day if it was a hater that spent money to kick me off the island. At least somebody pulled some money out of those tightwads.
Y'all vote her off. Haters handles. Don't make sure y'all vote that out.
$5 a ticket. $5 a ticket.
Well, how much are the eggs? The eggs are.
I'm kidding about the eggs. We ain't
I
coming
know,
to
but
the
how much
show. She said I'm still on the island. Yeah, you're still here. Till next show, Betty. Till next show.
It's
We're
early.
trying to get rid of Mad, but
I done told you that Bullhorn Betty's for the win.
I don't know.
She gets the championship belt.
Some people appreciate, no filter, and those are the people that come over. Now, again, of course, I'm going to get 8 channels because I'm going to be very creative about this whole West case. But, I do have the order, and I definitely read it, and I definitely will follow it. And we're definitely going to move forward with live coverage of it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see anything wrong with talking about things. I guess if the court say, hey, don't broadcast it, don't broadcast it.
I'm not broadcasting it.
Yeah. So
we're very creative, and we're still going to move forward with our discussions.
I got you. So has anything crazy came out in that yet? Like, what is the update that's came out so far in that?
For which case? I covered 3 cases.
The West Boys.
So nothing. I haven't been paying attention. I didn't even know where to go listen to it until.
Yeah, but if you streamed it, did you stream it?
Yeah, it was only literally like 5 minutes of it, maybe less.
Pause.
What?
Okay, so she hasn't even actually been following it to know anything about the case, but yet she's gonna restream it so everybody knows everything about this. What the actual fuck?
What? You're like so focused on streaming this case, you don't know jack shit about the case. The guy's like, "What's the summary of this case? What's crazy? What's going on?" I said, "I don't really know anything. I just streamed it. I don't even listen to my own fucking streams." Like, what?
That was an unintentional setup question.
Oh my god! Did you see how all of us were like, "What?"
I know.
All in one moment, like
I already knew that.
That's like having like Sith Mara chasing, being like, So, and then like they come on this panel. So what do you think about the Gannon trial? And they're like, well, I don't know. I just stream it. I don't listen to it at all. I don't know nothing about the Gannon trial at all.
She only
I'm
started talking about this case when the heat got on her about potentially being a little bit racist.
I am going to go back and I'm going to clip that out of this live, and I'm
I
going
put
to
it in the back.
use it as my own little sound bite.
I put it in the back.
You should.
Make sure to give credit to Lippy, by the way, voices. Lippy's doing good work. Lippy's doing great
Oh,
work.
I'm all about giving credit in my clips. I go look at. Well, yes, I'm all about the fair use credit. I want everybody else. I like to link lives. I like to redirect to lives. Yeah, come on. Damn, this is great. Great job, Lippy.
I
MVP
know.
is Saturday.
Make sure to give Lippy some support. Make sure to head over to Lippy and watch her videos. Hit the
Yeah,
link.
I'll go rewatch this after the live.
Good morning, good Nunya.
Good morning, good Nunya, my bitch. I love Nunya. Go ahead, B-Tim.
And that a guy was on the stand talking, and then they broke for lunch.
Oh, okay.
It was like literally, and that's what I told the courts. And so, because when I was talking to the courts, they're like, "Well, just go ahead and delete the live stream." And I'm like, "Well," because I know the haters are going to. And I told them, I said, "Well, I'm putting it in private because in case anything comes of this, this is the only evidence that I have of what was recorded." So I explained to the courts, I am putting it in private, and I'm going to keep it just to make sure that there's nothing going to come of this, because I don't want to delete it if it's to be used as evidence later down the road.
Right, you always want proof.
Evidence.
Wait,
Yes,
what?
Why would that be used as? Are you fucking kidding me?
Of what
If it's
she
on
did, because
private,
they're
as
going
long
to
as
come at
anybody
her.
has that link, as long as anybody has that link, if it's on private, it can be struck.
Yeah, it could be watched too. Anyone could just basically get the link and just basically watch it. Doesn't because you private,
Yes.
it doesn't. Oh my god.
Look, True Crime Dime says she's going to play it in the background so people can hear it and claim I'm not broadcasting directly. Mark my words, she's a moron. I think she's either going to do that or she's going to do a play-by-play.
I'm going to pick
Called
what True Crime Dimes says. I think she's going to play in the back. She's too lazy. She's not going to actually do research. She doesn't know nothing about the case. She's like literally just stream. She's like, I'm doing 3 cases, but I have no fucking clue. How can you possibly do 3 cases? Who the fuck can understand 3 separate cases and the intricate details of 3 separate trials? That's not possible.
I'm so fucking agitated at this moment.
Did
I
that,
am
so
so
it's still in
fucking
private,
agitated.
and I explained to them what I was going to do Monday. So everything should be above board. I mean, I'm sure they're not really happy with it, but I'm following their rules.
Okay. All right.
So she already knows they're not going to be happy with it.
Yet. I thought when they released it to the public, it was in the public. But you just can't actually broadcast the audio, but you can sit there and say, well, this guy walked up on the stand, he talked about this and that. I'm sure, they can't say what you can and can't say in this world.
That's exactly it.
So is it?
So we're going to follow the court order to a T.
So it's the judge's discretion for each case whether or not how the media is done, right?
Yeah. So in the way I was reading the forms that were attached to, like everybody was sending me the screenshot. I'm like, have you read the forms? It basically says it's up to his discretion. And so there was no specific order for the West case that was accessible to the public. And so the only way I could get it is through the courts.
Yes, it was. Go out and watch the Hartley clip. Duty Ron completely breaks it down. It's been out there since 2019. Fucking Betty, do your research.
Well, she doesn't even know what the fuck case is about, basically. What the fuck do you expect her to do research?
Right.
So I've read it, and I know what I can and cannot do.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's like I see a lot of people streaming court cases right on TV. I've never seen one that they go, well, you can't stream this. I've seen stuff that's copyrighted that says, hey, restreaming this is copyrighted material.
Yeah.
Don't make up new stuff as they go for it to suit them.
Well, you gotta remember this is California. California, they live under completely different laws than the rest of the country.
But it is a different time. We live in a different world where social media plays a big influence and everything too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I can get them saying, hey, we try.
Holy shit.
5 times. 5 times
What?
made sense. Like, did all this the moons and stars?
Is this really
and
Dolly?
all fucking align?
Wait a minute.
Like, where is this logical person?
Is this really Dolly? Because we don't see his avatar. This could be someone else with a voice morpher or something. Because this doesn't make sense. What the fuck?
Just what the fuck?
What's going on?
Trying to keep this a little bit. We don't want it to go crazy.
Yes, Nanya,
It into a
exactly.
shit show. I mean, I get it a little bit.
But they are turning it because it's forcing people to have to go to the courts, and they're having problems, being able to house the people that are coming to the courts. So the best way for them to relieve the courts, law enforcement,
This is a broadcast.
is to broadcast it. So I think it's very, and not only that, but whenever I talk to the lady and she's like, and I'm like, so everybody can broadcast, can listen to this independently. We just can't rebroadcast. She's like, yes. I'm like, okay, got it.
Okay.
Yeah, so she's gonna listen
Well,
independently while she's
I just been
live.
watching whatever comes out on the news or something about it, and they still haven't found the boys, right?
No, boy's never been found.
Yeah, I
Oh,
remember
she knows that, guys.
interview, and I think it was the
What'd you say?
I said, well, she knows that.
Yeah, she does.
aunt was out there, and she was like heckling them.
Oh my gosh, she was not. She knew immediately.
Yeah.
Heckling? Oh, okay. This is Twilight Zone. This is Twilight
Sorry,
Zone.
I'm over here beating my bell to death because I'm so agitated.
Like
I might just have to take a breath.
He was just like, why would you do this? And why, you could hear her in the background going the hell off, right? And then people were just like, yeah, who would put their kids outside like that? They're guilty as hell.
Yeah, and the fact that it was this is what was notated. This is what I've learned so far, and why they put their eyes on the parents, because the adopted parents, because when they got out there, it's like a lot of dirt. This is California. This is kind of like red clay, red dirt, not a whole lot of grass. And out there in the back, they could see a bunch of footprints, none that were the size of a 3 or 4 year old. The footprints that were out there were actually determined to be Jacqueline's.
Well, I heard one of the boys wasn't even never at the house, was he?
Right. They said there was no dirty diapers in the hampers or the garbage cans like that a 3 and 4 year old would have, because they're boys. So boys, if anybody has boys, they know that it takes a little longer for them to potty train. So you got the no diapers, and then when they go up to the bathroom,
I would think a boy would be quicker to potty train than a girl.
Believe it or not, no.
Nope.
Okay, I only got a girl, so I don't know.
Yeah, no, girls are much easier to potty.
That is absolutely ass backwards in all of the children that I've raised over the years. And I was a nanny for many children. Little boys have always been easier to potty train.
That's what I've always heard too. Mine was
Good at
easy.
potty training. He did really good.
Yeah. But they don't get out of diapers quite as quickly as girls, at least in my experience. There might be one or two, there might be obviously some that obviously do, because people are different. But most, in general, it takes a little bit longer to potty train a boy. And so you got
He has no kids to potty train.
In a toothbrush pushed all the way to the side, and they said that they had like cobwebs or dust on them. So
That's terrible.
So these people, they were surviving off the checks they were getting from the government for taking care of these kids. Didn't have a job.
Correct.
And then, so these kids have probably been missing for a while, and they were just still collecting the checks.
Yeah. And actually, they even brought up that they were going to be getting several $100s more a month by adopting the kids.
Yeah, and here's the thing: if the court's got to know the general public believes that these people are guilty, why not televise it? That's one of those things. Why not televise it? The general public already thinks these people are guilty.
Televise their heavy cases.
Yeah. Like, I don't think anybody in this room would think these people are innocent, or even like the hate channels think these people are innocent. So why not just go ahead and televise it? Because these are things like that people need to see, because it sets an example. See these people get punished, so the next people that adopt some kids don't do the same type of stuff.
Don't forget, the hate channels are the ones that stepped up to the plates and tried to help. They try to reach out to this husband and wife to help them, because they didn't believe that they were guilty. This is again more information.
Oh, they're guilty as shit. There's no doubt these people are guilty. They're guilty.
I think reached out to them to try to help them.
Who reached out to them?
Who did that? Who is she talking about?
She's just lying.
I don't know. I couldn't catch
She's
it.
such a see you next Tuesday, man. She just talks out of her ass all the time.
Yeah.
And what she's talking about now, I know there's several things that are wrong that she just said that she knew about the case.
Absolutely. That's what I said. I couldn't catch who she said was wrong. And then from that point, everything that fell out her mouth is not accurate information.
Bullshit, yeah.
Yeah, you have to actually say the channel. You can't just say all the hate channels reached out. No, they didn't.
Yeah, BK helps every guilty person. That's a sign right there that you're guilty. BK shows up you guilty.
Who's BK?
Burger King.
Yeah, you don't know. He's a despicable man that just went to jail.
He's out of jail. He's just missing right now. He's on no
Like I said,
It is about BK.
What's that?
It's about BK. This is all about Benny Keys. Yep, you're right, Cappy. That's exactly who it's about.
Ah, okay.
Still in jail. She just got arrested. I have a question.
That's good in the outro with her driving her car. She's being is this Dolly Vision running away from Lippy, maybe? Like she's just chasing after Dolly Vision or someone? I don't know. That was lame, I know. I tried. Anyway.
I think it's Lippy following Betty in the rearview mirror.
Yeah, just like trying. That's a better one. That's better.
Like, that's Lippy letting her know I'm watching you.
Yeah, that was odd. So basically, he understands our positions, but he just claims to say, no, I don't give a fuck about it, and just does it. Okay.
Well, then he says, I think the general public already believes that they are guilty, so why not just air it? That's the exact reason why you don't. It needs to be a fair trial.
Well, no thanks is not one of us. Telling
No,
you.
absolutely not.
Oh no, we don't claim him at all.
Yeah, we disavow no thanks.
Absolutely.
Look,
You disavow me too. So.
I disavow you when you basically talked
what
about.
What the fuckulent? Oh my God, Jonesy, I love that.
Look, isn't that cute?
Oh my gosh, that is so cute. Did you make that?
Do you like that, BTM?
What is that word?
What's a
Succulent.
Instead of succulent, it's a fuckulent.
Oh, okay. I didn't get the joke. I'm kind of slow.
Oh, God.
I'm a little slow, I have to say, unfortunately.
It's okay, Felicia.
Jonesy, I matched with you today. Crazy plant lady.
Oh, hell yeah. My Sheen haul just came in. They sent me something wrong, though, so I got to deal with that. I think Queen is going live. Let's see. Thank you, Nunya. I thought it was cute. What the fuckulent, BTM?
Well, it took me a moment to take it in because I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed or whatever the fuck.
Oh, come on.
You know, let's be
I
real.
don't believe that.
Let's be real. But anyway, it was good talking to you.
You're like a battery
Thank y'all for
operated
being here.
chainsaw.
Yeah, basically. You guys have a good one. Bye.
I'll see you over there.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Thanks for letting me come play
See you
this
around the block.
Thanks for coming and hanging out. I appreciate y'all.
See you later.
She goes live in 10 minutes, so get prepared.
Dishes.
Yeah, I can go squeeze a little chore in, probably some laundry or something. We're going to Queen Willow. She'll be live in 10 minutes.
See you over there. Love ya.
Love ya. Bye. Thank you to everyone who sent memberships out. I hate that I can't see it on StreamYard when I'm on my phone, but I appreciate every single one of you, and welcome to the Hippie Hut to the new members. All right, I'll catch you on the flip side. See you on Queens if you go to Queens. Bye.
Hey, being a pedophile is bad. Stop doing that. It's not that hard. And don't sympathize with them. If I think you're sympathizing with them, I'm going to automatically think that you're also a pedophile. So stop it.
I have a deal for you.
What?
I'll let you say one bad word without getting in trouble.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Only one.
And to let everyone in this world to know that I am going to have first time in the world cussing posted on TikTok. So then everyone will know that this is my first time cussing and I really appreciate this moment. Fuck you, Joe Biden!
Bitch, I'm about. Bitch, I'm about.
Because you're done. Goodbye.